So, well, we are live, baby. Yeah, I'm actually here.
How about that?
Clint has done a I can't even say admirable. Like, what's above that? Like a fucking
stellar,
supercalifragilisticexpialidocious
oh
job
my.
of holding the fort down. It's good to be back. It's good to be back.
Yep.
Right before we got on, I told Clint, I said, I don't even know if I remember how to do this.
Yeah.
I'm sounding like a jackass or whatever, but yeah, we talked for the last 15 minutes. He kind of got me back into it. And just in case anybody wonders, I did not get this injury from masturbating. I got it from weightlifting. But my penis does weigh a lot, so you can consider, at weightlifting. But I digress.
Wow.
Welcome to a special edition Hangout. Friday the 13th version?
It is. It's a Friday the 13th special edition.
So we're going to have some special guests rolling in. The only problem with StreamYard, you can only have 10 people.
Oh.
So we might not be able to get them all here, but it depends on how many people show up.
Right.
I say people Rochambeau for it.
Sure.
Kick each other in the balls virtually and see who goes first. We'll have some guests rolling in here. One of them, I'm pretty sure, was on the description in Facebook. Peter Anthony will be joining us at some point, and then after that, we're just going to see who rolls in here.
Okay.
It says hi and bye. So,
how was your Friday the 13th?
It was busy. My shirt, I actually wore this shirt to work, and everybody was like, that is a great shirt. I'm like, I'm celebrating Friday the 13th because nobody else does. Like, who celebrates it? And apparently,
a lot of
people do.
Yeah. Some folks started a day early.
Right.
I saw memes online of Jason getting his errands done yesterday. He was going to the grocery store and probably to the bank and maybe I don't know. Does anybody go to the post office anymore? Maybe.
Probably gotta get stamps.
Yeah, he probably had to mail his mother's head somewhere so he could pick it up and
motherfucker better mail me
somewhere.
He better mail me my machete soon. Seriously.
Did you order one? I mean, does he owe you one? Okay.
Yeah. It was me. I think we already got Miss Jamie Hill saying hello. Hello, Jamie Hill. You got Facebook users. You're the one that does that. I'll leave that to you.
Okay. Yeah. So
somebody's literally rolling, which is fantastic. It means I haven't lost my charm.
Yeah, that was Maurice McCoy Jr.
Love that guy.
So he's commented a couple of times. Down here we got Ken Slate.
Hey, Ken.
What's going on, man?
Slate. What's going on, brother? Your ass ought to come on here. I mean,
right?
Yeah, you're involved in things. So,
yeah, in fact, I think Peter may have played a character by the very same name.
I'm pretty sure he did.
In Vengeance.
I'm pretty sure. Well, look at this cat. Speaking of guests, here's one of our first ones.
Look at this guy.
Look at this guy.
How's it going?
That's a sexy dude right there. James Taffarelli, everyone. And in case you don't know that name, I will enlighten you. This is the man that played Jason in Bobby Heckman's fan tribute.
Yeah. Yeah, it's tribute film.
Tribute
film. And did a phenomenal
Victim No More.
Phenomenal job. Sir, how are you?
I'm good. You know, Halloween's a busy month. You're very ghoulish people here, you know.
Hey, that's what that's what we celebrate. We celebrate, All Saints Day. We do Friday 13th. We do Halloween. We do what the fuck else we do? Clinton Day of the Dead.
Probably Flag Day.
Cinco de Mayo. We'll do all that shit. So, James, I mean, let's let everybody know who's watching.
Devil's Night. Don't forget
Devil's Night. Yeah. Oh my God. Yeah. How did I forget that? God. Enlighten everyone. How was it playing the big man himself? He's thinking.
Maybe we have a lag. We might have a lag.
He's in. I know where he's in the parking lot. I know that.
Yeah. So, what was your experience like playing Jason Voorhees?
No, I got a slight delay on my side. Sorry about that, guys.
You're fine. That's all right. That's what we figured.
You know, it's hard to say. I mean, like you lay out plans, you watch all the movies, you decide what your Jason's gonna be, and then you get on set. And at least in the version that we did, the suit I was in, which was like the bodysuit, at least was pretty much a screen accurate copy of the Part 7 suit. Um, Only, the major difference is that we used the bag head instead of the hockey mask. You just do it in a bubble. You plan as much as you can, and then you're kind of relying on everyone else around you. You just the best way to put it is like, you just do what you're doing, and then you turn around to somebody afterwards and go, "Hey, did that look cool?" It's difficult. It really is, because either you're in the rubber cowl and you can't hear, or you're in the cloth mask was actually treated with silicone to make it look like slimy and shiny. So I couldn't hear and couldn't breathe, and I couldn't see in that thing either. So you just
Perfect.
yeah, you just
Damned if you do, damned if you don't.
yeah, you just kind of prep and hope that what you're doing looks right. I was lucky enough to have a few people on set with me that were insanely talented, like Ricky Vitus, who designed the suit, was there with me and was kind of almost my de facto handler, because like once the mask was on, I had no depth perception, I couldn't see anything on my right side. And we were supposed to shoot that in May, and we ended up shooting in August, and it was one of the biggest heat waves we've ever had in New York. So I don't think I had a day in that suit where it was under 95 degrees. So
That's horrible.
That's terrible.
Well, the first day I put on the suit, I was like going all method with it. I was gonna like, I'm gonna do this. I'm gonna keep it on all day. I'm gonna stay away from the cast, so I keep in the right mentality. And I almost passed out from the heat. Like literally, like a PA caught me, and it was funny too, because I was wearing the rubber cowl, and the neck of it like turned into like the spout on a milk carton, and just sweat poured all over this poor guy. And so after that, besides being my sort of the makeup guy and sort of keeping me looking cool, Ricky actually was the main person that was like, all right, go sit in the shade, take this off, open this part out. He was the one person who was like kind of guarding me from heat stroke. So I had him.
Yeah.
Joe Winchell, who was the guy who got the rib through the eyeball, he's a very old friend of mine. I've known him for about 20 years, and we actually met in a stage combat program. So we've been fighting each other for as long as we've known each other. So it made that part a lot easier, because again, I had zero depth perception, and they really were going for the Argento, getting that thing as close to humanly possible to his eyes. So
get that zombie effect.
Yeah.
The only wild card, Indiana, I think we really struck gold with her. She had limited experience. I don't think maybe it was her first movie. Had done some theater acting and stuff like that, and really just showed up and kicked ass the whole time. So, I really didn't have to like worry about the people around me. I really just had to like worry about hitting my marks. And a major direction from Bobby was that he wanted Jason to be dead. He didn't want the big Kane Hodder breaths. So I had to really kind of guard, as hot as I was, as tired as I was. I had to really stifle my breath too, to make it look like I wasn't breathing. So, I had a lot on my plate, and then you have to try to act through it, as well. And luckily, you go the whole movie and you never see the expression on my face, because I'm sure there was some weird shit going on under that mask.
I mean, you're hot as fuck. So I mean, I would, the grimacing is probably just off the chart without a doubt. Yeah, Mr. Nanners probably feels you. Booty sweat. Sure, there was a lot of that. I don't want to know how many cups full. But no. And you said, speaking of striking gold, I mean, you guys struck gold with this movie.
I appreciate it.
We've seen some fan films, Friday fan films, and we've talked about just about all of them, to death. But there's always one that keeps coming out. Like your guys comes out and kind of changes the game. And I love the fact that they brought back the sackhead, part of it. I thought that was great. It was like, you have a choice. It's like he has a choice between the hockey mask and the sack, and it's like, man, fuck the mask. I'm going with because honestly, that made it that, and me and Clint both kind of we echo this, but that's what kind of made part 2 like one of my favorite ones, was because because anybody can do that. Anybody can put a pillowcase over their head and run through the woods and kill somebody, so.
Well, I mean, as iconic as the hockey mask is, that sack is fucking terrifying,
Fucking terrifying.
Yeah.
Yes.
I
Yes.
mean, and like to the point where it was like I would literally be, half in costume, bullshitting with people, joking around. Another big thing is that was like a full silicone bodysuit, and I had to really watch what I ate for lunch because I could not hold a fart in that thing. So I mean, it was a lot of Jason gas happening. And but the second I got into the full suit with the mask on, like especially like the final girls at the end, a lot of those girls wouldn't look me in the eye. I mean,
Yeah.
the one who shoots me in the head is my wife. She was the only one like, all right,
I remember.
Yep.
I gotta smell this foot the whole drive home. So I mean, so press her very much, but she did put herself through a few months of archery lessons, and I guess to get that shot right. I mean, she wanted to learn it anyway. But like, I mean, I was like, you don't really get to shoot me.
Yeah, you have to remind her, like, you do realize this is just a stunt, right?
And she said, "Don't ruin this for me." Is that what she said?
I like one day piss her off, and she's gonna call me out in the backyard and tell me to start running, and hopefully I'll remember that. So we'll just
fair enough. Fair enough.
but back to
well, it looked real. She looked like she knew how to
as
handle
fuck.
that bow. So I mean,
oh yeah, she's actually right next to me right now, and if I put her on camera, she's very mad. But say hi.
No, I don't want you to get murdered in real life.
Yeah. Hi.
So I do want to bring up this comment, Clint. I know you see it. Who is this Facebook user?
Oh, that's Maurice again.
All right. So
Maurice McCoy.
I love the passion each stuntman actor has done the Jason persona in films. I understand it's a huge process and hot as hell under it. I wore it one day for a photo shoot and was dying in sweat. I can concur. I won a costume contest. I got it's actually like a special effects studio did it with a mask, and the hockey mask that's actually behind me goes over top of it. So it doubles, pretty much the heat. And the way that it's shaped, like it's not shaped to like my head and everything, so it still moves around. So it's even worse because then I can't fucking see. So we stuffed towels up in there to keep it from moving. So it's like 9,000 degrees in this mask. I think I can wear it for maybe 15, 20 minutes at the most walking around. So yeah, I mean, I don't envy you guys for being able to do that. It's pretty incredible. So kudos to anybody that's played Jason, because fuck, I know it's got to be hot.
Well, what was kind of great was one of the unique things about this particular experience, because I've done a lot of creature work over the years, and both in theater and movies and stuff, was that so pretty much it was a silicone bodysuit, and then there was the kind of tattered sort of Jason clothes over it. And what I had was they had put me in like, in like Under Armour, like heat wicking Under Armour, which didn't really work. And then covered me in baby powder to get me into the silicone bodysuit. And immediately, in that weather, no matter what they did, I just started sweating. And I think the combination of the baby powder and the sweating, that costume made its own gravy. It was pretty disgusting.
Ooh.
And as the shoot went on, the silicone started getting a little wear and tear, and we get these little pinholes, and this kind of milky, disgusting fluid would drip. It would like grab like jetty too hard. There would be like pus. And that's what, like what I was saying before, what poured on the PA, that's what poured on him. It was like that disgusting Jason gravy, so to speak.
Jason gravy. Oh, I'm using that for Thanksgiving.
There you go.
Can you please pass gravy?
Yeah, you make it sound so glamorous.
Yeah, right.
But
yeah,
I'll be honest, it's like I've gotten used to it too, because it's like I've done a lot of stage and stuff, and the only time I've ever played a romantic lead was I played the Beast in Beauty and the Beast. So like, okay, you get the girl in this one, go get in the monkey suit,
Oh, look at this cat. Hold on a second. Time out. We got to get another Jason in here. It's actually Jason. Holy shit! Look at this
What's
handsome
up?
fuck.
Hey,
How we doing?
What are you
Hey.
doing, brother? How are you?
I'm doing okay. How are you doing?
Man, what is wrong with you? You lost your voice. Have you been singing?
Me?
You sound like you're a little hoarse.
A little bit. I don't know what's going on.
You sound
maybe.
sexy and you look sexy. So thank
Yeah.
you.
Thank you.
Damn it, Peter Anthony, where are you?
Oh, did you
Oh.
forget?
He may have. I don't know.
I don't know.
So Jason meet James. James meet Jason.
how you doing?
Good. How are you doing?
Good.
Both of you have played Jason Voorhees, which is incredible. And this is why I made sure that I sent an invitation to anybody that I could, because again, everybody has their own spin. James was in Bobby Heckman's Victim No More. He played Jason. Jason Brooks played Jason in Vengeance
And Vengeance 2
and
and
Vengeance
Roseblood.
2 and Roseblood.
Yeah.
So I love the fact that it's two different Jasons. That's what's so great. Like, you can put anybody behind this mask. We've talked about it numerous times about it. But there's the mannerisms that people bring to the table that other people just don't do. And both of you guys have done it. Jason, you've done it obviously more than James has, but it's just the fact that you guys have such an understanding of how to move. And like you said too, James, with the breathing, and that was one thing that both of you guys did. There was no like huff and puffing like Kane Hodder did, which is iconic, in part 7 through 10, but you didn't do that. So the mannerisms are ridiculous. So, kudos again to both of you guys for being able to be behind the mask, behind the bodysuit. Jason, what's your take on playing the big man himself, Jason Voorhees?
My take? It's a good time. I mean, you can't beat that, right? You get to run around and kill people, play with blood, work with amazing special effects teams and celebrities, talent. It's amazing,
You're
Nothing like
amazing,
it.
sir. You're amazing, sir.
Thank you.
And again, I think it's great that, and I guess, let me actually spin that into a question, especially like with you, Jason. So, what do you guys really think about people picking Friday the 13th out of any franchise? I mean, we have a couple Halloween fan films. We have a couple, actually, you know what? I think there's only one or two Nightmare on Elm Street fan films, because nobody wants
Yeah,
to touch that because of Robert Englund. But,
Yeah.
what do you guys, how do you guys feel about, it's being Friday the 13th is the one that everybody's picked and everybody tries to do?
I think it's great. I mean, there's a lot of fans, a lot of big fan base for it. And there's a big gap since no one's made a film since 2009. So there's a big need for it, a big want. And I think that the fans, it's not that necessarily about like delivering something to the fans because they want it. It's the fans themselves who are missing it and start creating it because they're missing out on it. So it just kind of helps everyone. There's so much good, fun stuff out there and so many different takes. I love it.
Well, yeah, I mean, I just feel like, with Friday the 13th, every single one of those movies has its own soul to it, its own, I mean, and that's why, like, if you ask any two people what give me your favorite Friday the 13th in order, they're almost always going to be different. Now, there are certain ones that always kind of hit the top of the list with everyone who's into it, like people will gravitate towards, part 4, part 2, part 6. But everyone's got their own favorites for their own reasons. Like, I mean, while, it's not, I mean, like part 8, part 7 will always be in my top 4 because it was the first one I saw. There's so much nostalgia attached to it. I was just at the right age. It was, popped on, it was coming on HBO like pretty regularly when I was like finally allowed to sort of watch like horror movies without somebody coming in the room and turning it off. And while it's not arguably in most people's like top 4, it's always going to be in mine. And I think when you find that little bit of the mythology, the tackle that no one's tackled yet, like with Victim No More, what happens to these final girls once they sort of recover, or like in Roseblood, like, Creighton Duke's backstory. I think that's awesome. I mean, that's just sort of expanding on the mythology. And, with Friday the 13th, you have more movies arguably than any other franchise, but you also have like, you know, I mean, the only real thread, you know, I mean, you have the Jarvis sort of saga, but for the only real thread is Jason, you know, I mean, you can't even really figure out the timeline because you're like, oh, this one takes place 5 years later, but then this one, you know, I mean, it jumps all over the place because at the end of the day, it's about a good time, you know, I mean, it's about, you know.
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely.
Yeah.
Speaking of good times and more Jason goodness, actually, yeah, more Jason goodness, more Jasons, more James, more got Jason times 2, James times 2. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome Jason Pitts and James Stokes. How are you guys doing?
Doing good. How are y'all?
Absolutely
We're doing
fantastic.
We're doing great.
So,
Thank you for having us, Don. and
These
Clint.
gentlemen, this is Voorhees Night of the Beast. So yet another fan film that took a drastic turn that was absolutely incredible. Jason fights Bigfoot. I mean, what more can you ask for?
Yeah.
Seriously.
It was a fun time. I'll put it that way.
It was a fun time watching it. So
Hey, Jason Brooks, how you doing, buddy?
Good. How you guys doing? It's good to see you
Doing
again.
good, man. Doing good.
So, since we have so many Jasons here right now, my wonder is where did you take your inspiration from for playing the character? Because everybody does it, you know, like they'll model themselves after somebody. They'll do a little bit of their own thing, you know, usually. But I mean, I'm just curious, you know, where you drew your specific inspiration from, and was it your own choice, or were you directed to do it? Or I'm fine with it. James, how about you?
Wow. Well, when Jason here, and when he came to me the first time to tell me that he wanted me to play the character, I mean, I literally went back and watched every freaking Friday the 13th from number 1 all the way through. And yeah, and I had met Kane a couple of times, and I talked to him, and you know, he gave me basic information like, you know, look, you just got to make it your own. You know, you're going to play the character, you put the mask on just like we do. So, you know, just make it your own. And Jason, he gave me the liberty to pretty much let me do, you know, what I wanted to do, you know. But as far as mimicking anybody, I didn't want to really mimic anybody. I just wanted to do justice to the character, because the character is so iconic. I mean, Jason Brooks probably, you know, anybody that's played the character can tell you the character is so iconic that you want to do it justice if you've got the mask on. So that's what I did. I just went back and watched the films and just watched and how he, you know, because everything's through, you don't talk, so everyth's through mannerisms and stuff like that, or what
Right.
Jason does. So
Yeah.
you know, I wanted to do the character justice, and I hope that I did. You know.
Yeah.
no, you were awful. You were terrible.
Yeah,
you were-
I caught some
you were-
chest
you were
breathing. I
amazing.
expected you to say Kane Hodder.
You fucking asshole. No, you know that's, but you know, and Clint, to echo that, to hop on that too. The best thing about it is if you look at these 3 guys here, all of them are built so differently.
Mhm.
You know, I know Jason, you're tall as, you know, Brooks, you're tall as fuck. James, you're stocky as fuck. Taffarelli, I haven't met you, but I'm pretty sure you're like in between that.
As fuck.
So that's the cool thing about it is no matter the size, shape, it doesn't matter. You can still bring it to the table, and not anybody can just do that. Like, you're not going to get a 400-pound Jason fucking Voorhees. If you do, I do want to watch that. Without a doubt, I do want to watch. I want to see how many people he actually kills, because he's not going to catch any of them. But
Jason's
Night of the
jealous of
Feast.
Night of the Feast. Yeah.
yeah, this,
Before he's
Jason
not
goes to the
feast.
buffet.
right? Ooh,
Damn.
night of the feast. But yeah. So again, didn't mean to cut you guys off, but I just, you know, looking at you guys, like I said, it's just and fucking Jason Pitts looks like you getting ready to play Jason too. You're buffed up too. Fuck. Jesus. All these buff ass people.
Yeah.
Clint, continue with your question. I'm sorry, brother.
Okay. Well, I like that answer. So let me go up top to James Taff. What was your approach to playing Jason Voorhees? Did you get inspiration from somewhere?
Well, you know, I mean, I love what CJ Graham did. So I was looking at part 6 quite a bit. But no one does a kill like Kane Hodder. So, you know, I mean, I really did base a lot of my, like, you know, the machete movement and stuff like that. And, you know, I mean, just that the hard, like when I grabbed the guy by the neck, that hard swing, you know, like, I mean, you know, again, you try to, you try to do your own thing. And the only piece of direction I got was he just didn't want to see me, you know, everything else was like, you know, I trust you, sort it out. I did get a really good piece of advice years ago from Doug Jones, of all people. I met him at a convention and was chatting with him. And at the time, I was getting ready to play Lurch in the Addams Family stage show. Like, how do you go about something like that? And he was just like, the piece of advice that he gave me that applied to both characters was that there's zero wasted movement. You know, Jason's not shifting his weight. He's not scratching his ass. He's not watching the birds. He's fucking driven, you know. I mean, he's either walking through you or, you know, I mean, so that's pretty much what I kept in the back of my mind is that, like, if he doesn't need to be doing it, he's not doing it. And I think that brought a level of focus to the character that definitely
So every movement is with intent. I like that.
yeah.
I do too.
Cool. Sorry, I didn't mean to cut you off. I just taken in by the moment. That was cool.
You better calm down, Clint.
All right.
You better calm down.
I love these.
I'm sorry.
It's crazy.
All right.
Love you, Clint. I haven't done this for fucking like 6 weeks. Give me a fucking break here. Jason Brooks,
I'll give you a break.
Yes.
bring us back home.
All
Answer
right.
that question.
That question. All right. So, I mean, people might be tired of hearing me say this one by now because I told it a few times, but
Nobody is going to get tired of hearing you talk.
What?
Nobody's going to get tired of hearing you talk. Least
Oh,
of all
nice.
me. I'll mute all these other motherfuckers and listen to you talk for the next hour and a half.
Yeah. Then you're not listening to enough podcasts. No, so back in 2017 or so, as soon as I got the part in Mythos, which became Vengeance, I started watching every movie. And then I went to watch interviews with all the different Jasons in like conventions and everything, because I didn't want to just mimic their movements. I wanted to get in their heads and find out what they're thinking as an actor. Like, why did they make that move? How did they choose to play it, so that I could think about that as well. And then I flew down and went to CJ Graham's house when he was still living out in Vegas and talked with him for a little bit. And he was telling me, like, yeah, the way I do it, I lead with my chest. Every step is powerful. You know, he holds his breath. He wants to be dead. And then is very stiff and rigid, robotic. And I kept doing that. And then we went down to go film with Steve Dash. We're staying at his house for the week. And one night we were in the living room. I was in his dining room there, and he called me over. He's on the couch, and he was showing me all of his like little movies and TV shows that he did that he was proud of and all that. But he called me over. He's like, "Hey, can I talk to you for a second?" And I'm like, "Yeah, of course, you know, whatever." He's like, "I want to give you some advice." And he said, "You know, I've been watching you. I've seen you play Jason. You have what it takes. You got the right size. You got the build. You got everything. You got the movements down. And I know from the interviews and stuff that you've been saying, you've studied us. You've looked at all of us. You're watching all this footage, doing all this stuff. But I can give you one piece of advice: is just be yourself. Be your own Jason." And he said, "Do you think that, you know, Ted White, Richard Brooker looked to me to do their performance? No. Did CJ look to them? No. Did Kane look to CJ? No. They don't give a fuck about each other. They did their own Jason, and that's what made them that Jason special. That's why everyone has their favorite Jasons, because they're all different. So just be your own. Throw this other shit away and don't think about it." And so that stuck with me. So every time I put on that mask, I do that. I clear my mind. I remember what Steve said, and I just kind of let it go. And what happened, it was what I found, was that I kind of like have pulled on to different aspects of different Jasons. Some of the Richard Brooker, Ted White moves. I got some of the chest movement with CJ. We're like leading with that and the footsteps and everything. And some of the kills, it's like we're saying with Kane Hodder, it's that slow pullback and the quick return. And so it just kind of blended. And I just don't think about it. I don't think about doing the movements when I'm performing. It just kind of all comes out. And then I get the feedback from people like, "Oh my God, you look like CJ, but with Kane and with Richard." And so that's how that came to be. Except for Roseblood, I had to be straight up Kane on that one and really practice and do that, because I knew doing a Kane version, a sequel to Part 7, I will get lit the fuck up if I don't perfectly perform the Kane movements and stuff. And so that one, I made sure that Peter Anthony, watched me and stuff. And if I didn't move just right, because as you guys know, putting on the mask, sometimes you move and it feels right, but then you look at it and you're like, what the fuck did I just do? That was weird, and so you want to do it because it feels different than what it looks like. So I want to make sure I had extra eyes on me, that I nailed that. Peter's a massive Kane Hodder fan, so he knows his stuff. And so he'd have my back just in case there was like something slightly off. He'd correct me. So
Right.
yeah.
Mhm.
Jesus, I don't even know really how to even say it, but
How
You
is he
know,
as a director?
Peter,
Is he- yeah.
he was fucking awesome. He's a hard ass. He's he's
What? No way.
a little bit, but in life, like in general, and I was fully expecting to get there, because being a director, it is stressful. And when you're on set and you're responsible for all this stuff going down and being, on time and getting it done, and responsible to the backers and trying to get all, it's a lot of pressure. And so I expected him to break a little bit and lose it, but he was fun. He was funny. He had a great time. We had an amazing team, great support. Everyone laughed, loved the time on set there. So he did really good. And I have to give that to him. Like, he was 100% better than I thought he would be. And just positive the entire time. None of that typical what you would expect from Peter Anthony, the Mad Cuban. It was,
right
he
there.
was good.
Well, and you've even kind of directed yourself. Do you find it better to have somebody else calling the shots?
It depends. Like on Vengeance 2, I directed that one, and I've directed a few other films, but it's tough when you're behind the mask and you're trying to direct. It's that thing where you got to watch a lot of playback. Like, all right, let me see what that looked like. Okay, let's do it again, or that's good. So, but I had Cody Newton, the director of photography. He's also a director first before he's anything else. He's an amazing director, and he kind of stepped in when I was behind the mask to kind of help out there. And the thing is, it's got its pros and cons. I love directing and having control of your own vision and being able to put that out there and do what you want. But there's those moments also where it's also nice to have someone that you trust to direct, who you know is going to get the vision right and they're going to nail it. And you put your full trust into them as a performer, that it's going to come out the right way. So I don't mind either way. I know they both got the pros and cons.
I have to say, Jason, man, my hat is off to you. I couldn't imagine directing and acting in a role like that.
Thank you.
And Vengeance 2 was incredible. So great job, man.
Oh, thank you. I appreciate
Absolutely. Because and I'm the same way. I'm glad that I had Jason there. As me being behind the mask, I couldn't even imagine trying to direct myself or direct anything else. When you got so much that you're thinking about and so much that you're doing, you want to make things look right. And with someone with a vision, that is watching it, and all you got to do is look over and say, was it good? Thumbs up, thumbs down, do it again. It's just, I can't imagine having both hats going at the same time. That would be rough.
Very rough.
Yeah. Doing the directing, the writing, the acting, multiple parts of acting, the set design, special effects, all that, you get to come out with something you're proud of. And, but it's a lot of work. First on set, last to leave, always. And
Sure.
A lot to think about while you're trying to perform, like you're saying. So I really do appreciate that. It means a lot coming from you guys.
Absolutely.
Well, it's funny with James Taffarelli. I mean, he got pretty much like the most. I want to say the most lax director out of anybody. Bobby Heckman. I mean, my God Almighty, that man is.
Well, we can't say that. What's it like to be directed?
Yeah,
by
what is
Bob?
it like to be directed by Bob Heckman?
Bobby has boundless enthusiasm for the source material. I mean, I don't think there's a person on this planet that knows more about 80s horror, 80s culture, period, than Bobby. So he's
impressive.
I mean, he definitely had some challenges on this one, and I've seen him as close to shaken as I think I'd ever seen him on a few moments, because we shot, it was supposed to start, and then the pandemic hit, it got pushed back a year. And in that time, we, once we did get started, we had to change a pivotal actor character, on the fly. We got thrown out of locations and we had to fix that on the fly. There was a lot of things. And I mean, he's been working in film for a while, but this is probably the most ambitious thing he's done yet. I mean, he had a lot of people there. There were no stranger, present company included, to like larger projects and things like that. But I think what kept him going was our director of photography.
Oh,
Jason
Oh
got
no.
well, speaking of director of photography, they better get their shit together on James.
Yeah, right. Yeah. Well, hopefully he can hurry up, make a payment on his cell phone, and get back
Yeah.
on here quick. James, what's it like being directed by Jason? You know,
Oh, it was-
seems
it was
like he's kind of
absolute-
an asshole. I mean,
Yeah, Jason's a dickhead.
Well, you know, that's beside the point.
Yeah.
But no, dude, it was absolutely amazing. I mean, it's just like I
I
said.
could leave the room if you want me.
No, fuck that. You
Yeah.
stay right
Yeah.
there.
I'll tell you right
this
careful what you
criticism.
say. He's right next to you.
I'll
take
tell
that
you right straight to
criticism.
his face. No, it was absolutely phenomenal. I would work for this man on anything. I mean, he's a brilliant mind when it comes to writing and directing. And that's like what I was telling with Jason. You know, it's just nice to have someone that has the vision that he has and stuff like that, to know what he wants and to know what the character should bring. And with me being behind the mask, just being able to bring it and not have to worry about what Jason Brooks has to go through and all that stuff on Vengeance 2. It was just, I just couldn't even imagine. But yeah, it was great working for Jason, and I will anytime in any movie that he ever has to do for me. So it's great.
Yeah, that's awesome. And I do enjoy your writing, Jason. I mean, I personally loved getting some Crichton Duke backstory.
Yeah.
So that was a lot of fun for me.
I mean, that always bothered me, and I know it bothered Peter Anthony too, but they never they hinted at this
it bothered
history with Duke and Jason, and then they didn't deliver on it. And I know that there was a cut scene where his girlfriend was killed by Jason when he was younger, but man, just that those kind of unanswered questions give fans like us so much to run with. And I think both our version of Duke and Peter's version of Duke in Roseblood are both awesome. And like we just created like parallel universes, right? It's really
That's
cool.
what that's what these fan films have kind of injected. Like you go and look at your Halloween timeline, and you got the H20, H40, and then you look at the Friday 13th, and you're like, what the fuck? This shit looks like spaghetti now. Fuck, there's nothing connects. But no, I mean, but that's the liberty that the fan films have brought, is that you guys can create your own story. I mean, look at Vengeance. Vengeance is it's a sequel to 6. It goes on 1 and 2, and then Roseblood is sequel to 7. Night of the Beast is in between, and you can do that. You can get away with it because the story you're telling, it doesn't interfere with anything. But the story you're telling is incredible nonetheless, and it could be canon. And I wish the fuck a lot of these were canon. Because
one of my biggest problems, just as a fan, a Friday the 13th fan, was how different Jason, like the essence of Jason was in Jason Goes to Hell from everything before. And I know it's because it went from Paramount to New Line, and but I just wanted to kind of explain that and show my version of what that would look like, and then we threw in Bigfoot for laughs.
Jason Brooks, you got a hell of a fan here. Can I have Jason Brooks be the voice on my GPS?
Oh, Philly country girl.
I mean,
Yeah.
That's our friend Nicole.
This is
right here. You've arrived.
This is why I have him on my podcast, because he's already my ringtone, my text tone, my email notification. So no, we're good. Jason Brooks just blew up.
I want to throw in there too. Y'all, what these fan films do for fans watching these films that are not back out in the theaters anymore. Y'all do the same thing for us as actors, bringing us together like that and making us all friends. And it's just for the love of the character. It's like us three right here that's played the character. I'm hoping that we'll forever be friends and can talk about this, that we've all played the character and gotten to play an iconic, part in a movie like this. And I appreciate guys like y'all to bringing us on like this and to to having us all together and being able to talk about the parts that we played and the way we portrayed the character and stuff. I appreciate you guys so much for doing that. So that's just a homage to y'all. So yeah.
Man, I haven't done this
Thank
in
you
like
much.
6 weeks. I'm about to bust out crying. I mean, seriously, like,
Well,
Stop
that's
it.
what
I mean,
that's what I do. I
no,
make people cry.
I'm serious. Like, it's it really means a lot. The fact that we know who you guys are, and when we watch these movies, I can say I've had that person on my podcast. I've talked to that person. I know that person personally,
Sure.
and it means the world to me that when you guys even respond saying, hey, if I can make it, I can make it. Because most people, they just don't even respond. And
Well, it's like me and Jason and James here. We're in different states. We're in different parts of the world, and it's like we wouldn't even know each other probably if it wasn't for this character. And it's just like, being that I know who Jason and James is, I get to go and watch their films and appreciate what they've done, not just the Jason character, but everything else they've done. And I really appreciate that. It makes this cruel, fucked up world a better place, I think. And it's just, I appreciate you guys doing that for us.
well, you know what? I appreciate you guys so much. And I appreciate this man, James. I hate to cut you off.
No,
But this whole thing wouldn't be the same without this man.
Yeah, motherfuckers.
There he is.
Motherfucker.
First of all, I apologize, Don. I'm
There he
still
comes.
here, bro.
Was it Scene Snobs? Was that what you were doing?
We're reading for charity.
Mick Manhattan, I think, was doing it.
Yeah. So we had to read, and we raised up to like $600 something for children's lunches at that
hell
time.
yeah,
it was
dude.
in my calendar. I forgot that you sent me the thing. So I
Nice,
apologize.
man.
That's awesome. More important than this, 100%.
I read as the oil man truck driver. I cut my Friday 13th sweater, so it was like an armless one. I wore the hat. I had a little fucking hat in the car, and when I pushed her up, I was like grabbing her ass, like reenacting the scene.
Okay, Jason
and-
Brooks, we see what you mean now.
Yeah,
Ladies and gentlemen, this is exactly why we had to have more
screwed
here.
everything up because it goes Jason, and no, it goes James, Jason, James, Jason, and now Peter.
All right, so
Peter screwed everything up.
I don't even know what the fuck I'm supposed to do. It's like fucking Hollywood Squares now. I'll pick Jason Brooks. Ding, 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 ding. All right. Shit.
Taff, you were saying something. Where'd we leave
Yes.
off?
Oh no. Just to piggyback on what James was saying, I for years I traveled all over to just about every convention with like a horror comedy show called The Ghouligans. It was a really fun idea. Everybody loved it. Nobody wanted to give us any money for it, and eventually it sort of it imploded, but like made a lot of lifelong friends. Just kind of making the rounds, and I went a good 10 years between that and Victim No More. And, I didn't go to any cons. I kind of, I loved my movies and stuff like that, but I kind of stepped away from the community and the fandom. And just to piggyback on what James was saying, just the friends I've made. And I've been to a half a dozen, if not more, conventions in the last year, what I mean? I don't want to be without it again. I don't know why I let it go for so long in my life. It's just, there's nothing like it. There's nothing like the fans. There's nothing like the community. You don't get that anywhere else. Like if somebody says, hey, have you seen this movie? You say, no, I haven't seen it. They get excited because they're the one who gets to tell you about it. It's not like, oh, you're an idiot. You should have saw this thing, So, I need that I needed that positivity in my life, and I didn't realize that it was gone. So, if any gift was given to me by doing this role, it's just having that doorway back into this little world,
Yeah.
What a great point you just made. I never thought about that. When horror fans, when you say, have you seen this film, and you haven't, that person gets excited that you haven't and wants to tell you about it.
Yeah,
That's so true. Great point.
Instead of, you're a fucking idiot. Go, don't talk to me anymore. Go watch it.
Yeah.
I can't believe you haven't seen that. You suck.
Yeah, you're an asshole. You haven't seen what? Oh, I'm sorry. I haven't seen all the Avengers. Oh, yeah. See, because it's not a horror movie. If you haven't seen all the Puppet Masters, somebody's about to get a hard on for Puppet Master all of a sudden. And maybe they haven't even seen them all. They don't give a shit. It's just the fact that
there are so many Puppet Masters. I don't think I've seen them all.
I've seen them all.
there is.
I haven't.
15.
Some of them are hard to get through.
15.
I've seen
For
the
me,
spin-offs, too.
Good job, Clint. I'm so glad you piggybacked on that. They're hard to get through after I talked about
Some
getting
of them.
hard
I
on
didn't
for
say
Puppet
all
Master.
of them.
Good job. Love you, Clint. That's why we're co-hosts.
Favorite Puppet Master Blade done. Blade.
Oh,
Blade,
sure.
100%.
Sure.
Yeah, 100%.
Love
100%.
Blade.
Yeah.
Puppet Master 3 is the best one out of all of the movies,
Yeah.
without a doubt.
Six Shooter's a close second for me.
Ooh, 6 Shooter's badass.
I got a soft spot for Leech Woman.
Yeah, I wonder why. Can't imagine
Because
why.
she's
I heard
gross.
she sucked really good.
Because when in the first movie when the guy's getting his nipple sucked by his woman, and then she starts doing it, and it's like, did you not notice the difference in the mouth size? Did something not click? Like, what the fuck were you doing? How much were you paying attention? Anyway, I digress.
Well,
I've
it was
digressed
just in
how
a
much
moment.
tonight? I don't even know. Yeah, Peter Anthony, you have had your praises sung up until this point.
I called you an asshole.
But then he
great.
took it back and said you were a
Great.
great director. He said you were an asshole but a great director.
No, I did. I said you were an amazing director.
Oh, thanks, man. He's
Um,
an amazing director.
but yeah, and just like everybody was saying, to be able to bring you guys together like this, to talk about a franchise that is, synonymous with horror. You say Friday the 13th, or you don't even have to say that. You say Jason, and you're going to say Jason Brooks, who I have programmed as my GPS. No, Jason Voorhees. No, everybody knows who that is. Everybody knows what the hockey mask is. Or you can even go as far as, the sack head now. People know that that's Jason Voorhees. And the fact that, like James was saying, to get this community together, to get you guys together, it's not only amazing to be a part of, but to know each and every one of you guys personally, it makes it all the better because we've seen your movies. There's people that haven't seen your guys' flicks, which to me, I don't know what fucking rock you're living under, but we have made these guys' movies, widespread. Get the fuck on YouTube and go watch them.
It's funny too. Some people will have seen Vengeance, but don't know what Roseblood is. Some people know what Fall Camp Blood is, but don't know what Vengeance is. It's weird.
That's fucking weird.
Yeah,
It's just bizarre.
Yeah.
It's just it is. It's bizarre. Like, guys, they like go hand in hand. It's like a fucking Rubik's cube.
Yeah.
But Clint, ask Peter Anthony a question because I'm new to this. This is my first episode.
Okay.
I'm new to this.
Well, it wouldn't be a Friday the 13th special without talking about the original canon films themselves. And I know that you're a huge fan of these. And one of the things that I wanted to bring up is we all know that there's a very loose continuity happening throughout all the films, and there's considered to be some plot holes. And one of the things I wanted to ask is, which one of those plot holes bothers you the most?
The first pothole is Jason. Did he drown? Did he not drown? How did he live? How long was he in the woods? Why didn't he help his mother? Why hasn't he come forward before? If he saw his mother there, why didn't he go up to her? To me, that's like the biggest one that then leads to the other 500 ones, like the days, it really was Sunday in another film. It really was a Saturday in another film, the 14th. But to me, the whole Jason story of, him supposed to be dead. And then at the lake, it's him as a child. I know it's a dream, but he really would have been, 30? So to me, that was the one that, because they never intended to go on, that they could never really fix or move on from it. Because when you ask everybody where was Jason, there's 100 different answers and nobody's right or wrong. So to me, that's the one.
Yeah. And that's true. That is the one thing that never really got clearly explained, and that leaves a lot of debate. Like, did he really drown? Did he get out of the lake and just fuck off into the woods for the next 20 years or whatever?
Yeah. I think it's a good thing though, because like Vengeance, all of our films kind of play off what we thought happened. Do you know what I'm saying? Which you couldn't really have done if you actually knew exactly what happened.
Yep.
Yeah.
And that's probably my favorite thing about the fan films. I mean, I realize that they were made kind of out of necessity because the studios weren't doing them, but it really gives, like real, everybody who makes one seems to be a true fan of the series itself, and they know enough about it that they care enough about their story to try to make it work within the universe that was the original movies.
Yeah, 100%. I don't know anybody.
Can you imagine somebody that's not a fan making a movie like this? I mean, because if you think about it, there have been movies that, nobody is, somebody that directed it or wrote it wasn't a fan, and it just got completely screwed up. Like,
they don't
why did you
respect
even
it.
bother? Like, why didn't you just say, you know what, guys, I'm gonna tap out? But they go because of the name. Oh, it's Friday the 13th. Holy shit. I know what that is. I don't, I know the name. I don't know anything about it, but I'm going to make a movie anyway.
Yeah.
Well, congratulations. You're about to ruin something that people hold dear in their heart. And yeah, you're going to get fucking your house going to get egged at Halloween.
Yeah. Pitts.
Oh yeah.
Yes.
What do you think? What's the plot hole that always got you? Name one.
I always wanted to see like the end of part 8, like when he's a little boy, like really confusing.
I was saying he's really mad about that. What
And
the
then-
fuck was that?
And then all of a sudden he's back at Crystal Lake, and there's this, the Crystal Lake research facility and all that. There's a lot of story there that we haven't seen that Peter tapped into. So,
That's true.
yeah, for me it's that one.
Part 8 is fucking
Part 8
bonkers.
brutal. Yeah.
My post-credit scene was supposed to be a part 8 mask, and Jason was supposed to be alive. Remember Jason Brooks? And find a part 8 mask. And then I came up with the Savini idea, which I think is better anyways, but I was going to go with that.
I call that the butter mask. I don't know why. Like the part 8 is
Yellow.
the butter mask. Like it's got that yellow tinge
Weird yellow
to it.
tint
Like
to it.
what
Yeah.
the fuck is that? Oh wait, Peter
Here it
Anthony
comes.
has to go
He's
get
got
it.
No,
He's got
dude,
the
Peter's
mask.
got like 6
Everything.
versions of every
This
mask.
is the real one, bro, with the real Italian leather that they
God.
use. And the
Yeah,
real
see,
stripes.
butter
and everything.
mask. Like
Wow.
no, of course Peter Anthony has it right there. And I mean, Brooks, you ain't got no fucking room to talk. Look at your shit in the back.
Yeah.
I mean,
guess.
Lord
He's got the
almighty.
real fucking mannequins up there, which is mad cool.
Jason and James look like they're in the fucking back of a Belk.
We're in a hotel room.
We're in Iowa right now. We're getting ready to show our film tonight at 10 o'clock.
Oh, that's right.
Oh.
Oh, I feel like a dick now.
a whole
God.
Yeah, you should, yeah.
a sold out room full of all new victims.
Nice.
Right. Hell yes.
You guys are at a show? Is that what it is?
Yeah.
Okay, cool.
Oh,
There's nothing better than the right when Jason and James, when you show your film, like I don't care how much praise you get or how much they love your Jason, or how much they love your writing. When you see fans like laugh at the laughs, get scared at the scares, dude, there's nothing better, and you're there
Nothing.
than that in the world.
Yes, it's absolutely. I love it. It's the best feeling in the world. Yes,
Yeah.
it is.
So cool.
And when they praise your actors or your
Yes.
fellow colleagues more than you, it's like, man, I'm so happy.
100%, absolutely.
Yeah.
Because I'm always gonna do that anyway. I'm always gonna
Right.
praise my fellow cast members and my cast and crew and stuff like that well before me, because I mean this couldn't have been done without them.
No.
So I mean, I'm just a small part of it, and it's just
Right.
it's great.
Yeah.
Mhm.
It is.
that's the thing. Like you guys, like James, don't sell yourself short. Like nobody's a small part of anything. I mean, you
Well-
guys have brought each and every one of you have brought something different to the table, and it have brought amazingness to the table. And like you said, no matter criticism or applause, I mean, it works both ways. When you get criticism, now you can become better because now you know what you did wrong.
Sure.
When you get applause, you're like, man, obviously I did a good job. So I think, and that's indie fan films in a nutshell is, look how many some people have made. Pitts, you're a prime fucking example of it. With the Alone saga. I mean, it's you guys have put together something that, it's hard to do. In the indie territory, put 4 films together that go hand in hand.
Mhm.
Brooks and Anthony, same way, Vengeance too,
Yep.
that piggyback on part 6. I mean, it's not easy to do, even with Bobby with Victim No More. These things aren't easy to do. And anybody that ever says that they are, you've never done this. And you don't know people that have done it like we do.
Peter's got was it Laugh coming out?
Yeah.
Working on Laugh.
Yeah.
And then we got The Forest of the Trees. So Yeah, and then you're right. It's not easy. But
That sounded like a goddamn. Hey, can we come on your podcast? Yes, any day of the fucking week you can.
There was when we were putting Vengeance 1 together, at that time, I think we counted, there was 52, was it, Peter? 52 fan films being made that year.
Yeah.
Wow.
And one came out that year, and that was Vengeance.
Yeah.
And then Voorhees came out the year after.
That's right.
But and that was being made at the same time too. But it was 52 fan films, and there was like articles about it, like it's being oversaturated because so many. But it's like it's so hard. People get started, they get ambitious, they want to do it, they got the resources or they don't, and something happens. It becomes more than you expect.
yes.
Yeah, I always said, Jason knows this. If I could go back and look and say, hey, we're going to shoot Rosebud in 8 days and do all this, I'm like, you're out of your fucking mind.
Yeah.
That is impossible. We had one day, remember Jason Cody, we did 220 shots. 220 shots. Now looking back at it, I'm like, how the fuck did I do that? I worked full-time.
How did you do that?
We had 3 different cameras. We had one camera underwater, one camera in the church scene, one camera in the facility with 3 different crews just going. It's just fucking nuts. I don't know how we were pretty organized, but still, I mean, we didn't sleep. If you didn't have the fan base we had, the people who loved the movie and loved being there, you never would have pulled it off. Never. Because we never could literally
your ass too.
There's people on set that outworked all of us, like Brent Edgett, Boyd Boykin. All these people worked like 20 hours just volunteering their time. It's just insane.
Yeah. James, how was it, or James Taft? How was it with Bobby? How long did it take you guys to shoot Victim No More?
Actually, 13 days. Oh, 8 days, but 13 days. But again, this was I think a bigger scope than Bobby had done yet. I kind of got cut off before I lost signal when I was saying this. Like it was more than I think I think a bigger bite than he'd ever tried to take on a film. And there were a few times where I'm like, all right, well, this is it. We're gonna get this one out, and Bobby's gonna say never again. And now he's like, oh, we're gonna do another one. It's gonna be feature length. So obviously he came out of the other side of it shining. But we had a hurricane hit. And we lost. It didn't really even wasn't a hurricane. They said it was a hurricane, and it was just a bad storm. So we had to kind of go back and do a couple of days of pickup shots, and then there were just a few small shots they forgot. So that was like two days where they probably shot about 2 hours. I was long gone at that point. But yeah, it all fit into I think 13 days of shooting. And some of those days were pretty ambitious. Like we started when the sun came up, and like. Where the scene where I put the rib through the guy's eyes, we probably had about maybe 10 minutes worth of workable sunlight by the time that ended. Like we went it right up to the end of the day. Mm-hmm. So
Jesus.
Wow.
Yeah.
Right, guys, I have to step away. So I just wanted to say it was great joining you all for Friday the 13th, and have a happy Halloween, okay?
Oh, yeah, man. Thank you so much, brother. I really
got to talk to you.
See you, James.
Yeah, bro.
It was nice to meet everyone who I haven't met here yet.
Yes, absolutely.
You too.
Damn, what a good guy. Oh, you guys are great.
That's super cool of him.
Except Peter Anthony, because he's a late fuck.
Brooks goes, "Aren't you on a show?" I go, "Yeah, I'm on one now." He's like, "You're supposed to be here with us."
You're not on here. No, I'm so glad you guys were successful in that.
Yeah,
that's awesome. Getting some kids lunches. Absolutely.
Yeah, I like playing the oil truck driver too. I always liked that guy for some weird reason.
Right. I told him I'd be that one guy that's like fucking kids.
Oh yeah.
Where the fuck are you going?
Get off my phone.
But all right, Clint. I don't know what I'm doing, so you're gonna have to just gonna have to keep doing this.
Well, all right. So I guess I'll move on to Stokes. I can just say James now since I'm down to one.
Okay.
But
we're down to one. We're down to one James now.
Yeah. Did you have any?
One James and 4 Jasons.
That's right.
Fuck yeah! Now that's a fan film right there.
Yeah. Did you have any plot holes in the movies that really stick with you, or is it more of the same?
Yeah, no, it's more of the same. It's just there's so many things throughout the movies that it's kind of confusing anyway. If you don't, if you're not a true fan, to go back and watch and to actually do your research on. You're not going to catch a lot of things. So, it's good to have guys like Jason and stuff that does his research on all this stuff to find the plot holes and stuff and to bring the character to a little bit more life, like Peter and Jason both. So to me, it's just there's so many plot holes that need to be filled. I think there's still more movies out there to be done that could be done, and we'll see what happens.
There's so many. The eyeball has changed and several ones.
Sure.
The damage on the mask has changed. Part 7 was the best at doing the damage, but they missed the sheriff's bullet hole in the middle of his forehead. I had that mask made too. Yep. But there's so many continuity errors like throughout the whole thing. Like even Rosebud, what happened to the Duke and the facility. I tried to like fill some of those in with my own ideas. You know what I'm saying? Sure. We could do this for like 10 movies to fill them all.
Exactly.
Right. Yeah, another 10 movies. Fuck yeah.
Yeah.
I'm in.
The whole Pamela thing, the backstory of Pamela. You can go by the comic book, or you can come up with your own.
And I heard that was a thing. Was that in the making? I know. Is it Peacock that's got something going on?
Yeah, the Peacock Crystal Lake show.
Crystal Lake.
I'm interested in that just because, again, the lore behind Friday the 13th.
I think that's going to focus on Pamela more.
Yeah, and I'm in. Now, this is an unpopular opinion, but I think the 2009 reboot, it did a lot of things right as far as the storytelling. It was basically 1, 2, 3, all in one movie. You had, okay, here's what happened as a kid. Here's what happened in part 2, which we saw the majority of when he comes down with the machete and it goes to black. And then we go however many years later. And then he finds his mask. I like how it was like they crammed 3 movies into one.
Yeah.
The only thing I didn't like was they made him like a fucking hillbilly, like Leatherface. And I'm like, well, now he's got fucking holes under the ground, tunnels under the ground. But with you guys, especially with James,
I was on board until the Underground Labyrinth.
Yeah. So like with
taking a hostage
with James and Jason, with you guys, would you have ever done that? Would you have ever let a director tell you this is how we're going to do Jason?
No.
If I was on that film, probably but
Brooks, no. I'm getting fucking stink eye from Brooks.
Yeah, I think Derek Mears did a great job as Jason.
He did.
But I agree with Clint. The hostage thing was what killed it for me. Yeah. And I don't like. I don't know. There's a lot of things I don't like, but. If I was Derek Mears and they were telling me play Jason this way, I'd collect that paycheck. I would love to do it. I would take the opportunity to heartbeat and play it the way I would give my suggestion. Say, you know what? As a fan, I don't think Jason would do this, but you're the director. You're running the show. I will do what you want, but here's my input here. Here's how I would like to play. Sure. But at the end of the day, if he's like, yeah, but I'm the director, you're the talent. Do it. I'll do it. I'll do what they want. I'm not that big of a diva to tell the director you're wrong. I'll just tell him what my opinion is and see how that goes.
Yeah. That is a hard question to ask like that, because as an actor, you're right, Jason. You don't want to tell a director how to direct or it's his film, but at the same time, you want to make yourself as the character look good and to because what Jason would do. Jason wouldn't do that. So that's a hard question right there, because you're kind of torn and you're kind of put up, kind of between a rock and a hard place. You got to do what the director says, but at the same time, that's not what Jason would do. Your character would do.
Yeah.
The 2 things for me. I'm sorry, Jason, go ahead.
No, I'd say just to finish that, and you can see where Derek Mears, the things that we are complaining about are not his fault. It's not his choice. Mm-hmm. He did a good job performing those parts. It's like the things where he's like grinding and sharpening his knife or his machete, taking hostage. Those are not his creative choices. Those are things that he is performing, for the script. Mm-hmm. And he did a good job being Jason in that particular scene. Sure. So
he was great. He looked great. His mask was great. His costume was great. His movements were great. He was powerful, fast. When he was standing on the roof, and then when he jumped down with the eyeball, the movie was shot good. The color was good. The location was good. 2 things: 1, the kidnapping, and 2, the characters you do not give a fuck about.
Yes.
In that movie, and Freddy vs. Jason and Part 8 are the least characters that you give a shit about. That was the problem. You didn't follow along as much as you should have because you just didn't care.
Right.
You know?
But that's why, unfortunately, and you know, no disrespect again, you know, me and Clint have not made movies, you know, but that's why, unfortunately, Halloween that's why it's lasted as long as it has, because you have Jamie Lee Curtis.
Right.
Like, that's your one lifeline to that series that
And
you can
Danielle.
always come back to.
Yeah, I
Friday
do
the
like
13th
Danielle.
doesn't have that. It just doesn't have it. Like, you don't have Adrian King, Amy Steele, you know, or anybody coming back in obviously in the main movies.
Right.
You know, you just don't have that. Like, but you know, they try to do it with Tommy Jarvis, but it was, you know, it was still the same thing. It was like, I don't care about these. I care about that kid right there, and that's it.
Mhm.
See, that's the difference with your guys' stuff with the fan films is you can go to Peter, you can go to Jason, and then go to Jason, because there's too many fucking Jasons in there. But you can do that and say, hey, I don't like the way that this is. I don't like the way that this is coming together. Can we do something different? And at least you guys will at least, you know, fathom the notion. You know, if you're a New Line or Paramount, again, no disrespect to anybody because I've never made a movie. But again, like Jason said, and like James said, and like Peter said, you know what the character does. You know how the character should move, how the character should, you know, kill somebody, how they should act. There's no reason why you can't go to a director and say, look, if you haven't seen the other 9 movies, you probably shouldn't be making this one. But I understand. It's just always something that bothered me. Like, why are you making this? And you know you're doing the wrong things. You've seen the other movies. Why are we doing this?
Right.
Why are you know the lore behind it? So
I have a question, if I may, for the other gentleman too.
no, fuck that. No, Peter, you're late. You're no. Of course, dude, you interrupt me anytime.
Sorry, but the character development, right? Everybody like wants to make character development. So for me, the hardest part was at the end of the script when Rose dies. I'm like, well, she was kind of bad, she was kind of good, but I'm hoping that when he stabs her, the crowd really doesn't want to see her die. And for me, at least in the premiere and what people say, who knows, it worked. They were like, holy shit, I didn't want Rose to die, which is kind of like what I wanted, right? That hard decision of how to write her so that you cared. What was your Jason Brooks and Jason and James, what was the character you worked on, the scene that you know that it hit the way you wanted to with your character development?
In our movie?
Yeah, in your movies. Yeah. The one scene you're like, oh, that worked, or that person cared, or I know what it is with Brooks, I'm pretty sure. But
I got 3 of them.
Okay. Oh, you got Trump us, motherfucker.
Well, no, but it's like,
bitch.
I was surprised. And it's like the audience reaction every time when we're watching it in the theater or watching it with a group of people. It's the ones I wanted to have happen. And people they gasped. They've audibly like said, no, you know, like they didn't want it to happen. And that was Richie Ramone when that came out of nowhere. And then the cop at the end, when he gets his head smashed with the cross, people have like gasped, like they didn't expect it. It was like in your face, and like it just showed it. And people are like, they just started to like him. You know, they didn't like him in the beginning, was the feedback, but then as it went on, they're like, oh, he grew on me. And
number one,
but the number one, Kelly,
by far.
But yeah, Ashley Jarvis is smashing her head at the end with telling her sister, you know, I love you, knowing she's about to die, and then the head smash, and people have like in the theater screamed no as it happened and stuff, and that was cool.
Yeah, I had 2. I guess I had 2. The very first kill that I had, you know, it was a kill that hadn't been done or hadn't been seen before. You know, when I sliced the girl head in half and then she spit his penis out of her mouth. That was,
Shut up, James.
Yeah.
Shut up, James.
And then of course Chrissy at the end, you know, everybody hated her by the end of the thing. And when I finally got to throw my machete and hit her in the back and kill her, you know, and the crowd actually applauded, you know, that is a good feeling for you as an actor. You know, I think, you know, she should have died early on, you know.
I love
Olivia
to death.
Olivia.
Fuck, I wanted her to die out of the gate. I just wanted to get hit by a fucking car. I didn't even want Jason to kill her.
It's a great feeling because, like, when me as the general being a dick, just to agree with you, Jason and James, when they pulled my eyeball out and I died, everyone was so happy that they
Dude,
fucking
you
killed
were
me,
a
you know?
dick.
And it was me.
You
Yeah.
were a dick in that movie.
Yeah, I know. I agree.
You were an asshole.
Yeah.
I loved it.
So
Though.
it worked.
I loved it.
It worked.
So
Yeah.
mine was also Christy, and let me tell you, every time we screen this movie in a room full of people,
Yeah.
like her death gets a standing
Like
ovation.
laugh. I mean,
Like,
it's great.
and it is so cool because it's exactly what I wanted.
Sure.
Like I wanted to do like a reverse final girl thing. Like
Yeah.
like you typically are like rooting for the final girl, but like with Christy, I wanted her to like embody the whole idea of the path to hell is paved in good intentions. Like everything she does, she makes these choices like because she wants to help, she's trying to do the right thing. She loves animals, but it's
So
like
stupid.
it's and it was very hard for Olivia to pull off, but I think she did it perfectly.
Yeah.
And it is such a cool feeling just seeing screening after screening, everyone just applauding when she dies.
It was great. Yeah.
Great. That's amazing.
I tell you what I want, and this is what I always imagine. And Peter, you have to make this happen. Is
Why me?
because it's your character. What I always wanted was the general to not die and come back, and he has double eye patches. And he just starts walking around. He doesn't he doesn't have to see shit. He just comes back and
For intro for Vengeance 2, if I was ever gonna Vengeance 2, Rosebud 2, that I wrote a little bit of it, but I'm not gonna do it unless I win the lotto. Was he is alive. He has a broken neck, he's sitting in a wheelchair, and he's blind, and Rose is alive.
no,
And that's how it was gonna hold.
it's not good enough. You have to have a double eye patches.
Yeah,
no,
Hey,
like that
hey,
asshole
what-
from
what is
SpongeBob.
that? What is that horror film where they break into the guy's house and he's blind? but
Oh,
he's
Don't
badass?
breathe.
Don't breathe.
Yes,
Don't
don't
breathe.
breathe. Oh my God, that's like that.
That was a great
Rosebud
movie.
2, Don't Breathe. It's
Yeah.
Jason versus the blind
Jesus.
Yeah.
Yeah, Rosebud 2, hold your breath. That's what it should be called.
Rosebud 2 can't see shit.
Yeah.
Rosebud 2, bad breath. Put it that way.
I want to roll back and hit a couple of comments here. Don apparently walked a fine line earlier where he said, "Hey, I'm Peter's
shit.
bodyguard. Watch it."
Sorry.
But then he also said,
Love you.
"Question for the directors: how would you guys feel if 15 to 20 years from now people are making fan films of your movies?"
Ooh.
That's
that's
gonna happen.
That's a
gonna
good question. We've already, Peter and I, we've already had people reach out to us about Rosebud and Vengeance asking, like, hey, do you mind if we make a fan film that continues on with this character, this story, or include this
Wow.
part of the lore you've created? Like, it's already been happening.
Well, if
That's
to jump
awesome.
on that, Maurice is one of them.
Yeah.
Maurice's film was supposed to take place in the universe where Rose was in. So
Oh.
that kind of already happened. So that's so cool.
That's so
Yeah, he was
cool.
making the multiverse of Jason.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
You got a wire
Yeah.
hanging there, Don.
Let's
Yeah.
just make a film with all the Jasons in it. We'll just
Fucking
all
phone
come
guy.
together.
I thought about that. I thought,
Yeah.
remember, Jason? I talked about
Yeah.
making an ending where all of them and like you come out of the woods, Jason came out of the water, and just like kind of like Marvel Avengers at the end.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I was
That
thinking
would be
about it.
so cool.
Why is that? God damn it. That's the second reference to Avengers tonight. No more. No, I don't want to hear any more. No more Marvel bullshit. No more Marvel shit. I'm trying to think. Was it sorry, my phone was dying, but there was somebody that I want to make sure that I give her credit because I don't want to fuck it up.
A rainbow
fuck it.
jazz
Haley
band.
Heavy Metal. She has one coming out called Neon Fear.
She's out of
I don't know
Dallas.
if you guys have
Yeah.
followed it or heard of it.
I've heard of it. I've seen the pictures of like the AI generated Jasons with
Yeah.
the lights and stuff and the robots.
That's my question though. As and I don't mean this in any negative way. As
Not at all.
fucking awesome as those Jasons look, how do you fucking replicate that when you go to make the costume? I don't know how you do it.
Yeah.
Because they look sick. They look sick.
I don't know.
Yeah.
The concept is it's like it takes place in the future, and there's like all these android Jasons as like police, like holding like I don't know. They're using them as like population control,
Yeah.
and then they somebody goes back in time to get the original Jason to kill all the robot Jasons. That's
Oh.
what I understand the plot line is.
Wow.
That's gonna be
Holy
big money
fuck.
to do the robot Jasons.
Yeah.
Man,
Big money.
it's
Yeah.
a RoboCop.
To go practical will be kind of crazy.
What did you just say?
I said to go practical Could be
You
kind of
fuck-
crazy.
You fucking
Okay.
practical. Do your fucking
all right.
vocabulary. God. No, I'm fucking
Let me
with
go
you.
back to my
Jason,
speech
Metal
therapy
Kingdom.
class.
Those
Sorry.
Metal Kingdom outfits, Jason, those had to be super expensive.
Yeah.
Sure.
Yeah.
Yeah, but
They're
either way,
fun.
I just wanted to make sure I shouted that one out because that one
Yep.
is definitely interesting,
I'm
without a
interested
doubt.
to see.
It looks interesting. I think they have to be really careful with it.
Well, you know what? Let's turn that into a question. So, again, you three assholes right here. Why Friday the 13th? Why was it Friday the 13th that you guys had to do? Why didn't you guys pick, TCM? Why didn't you guys pick Halloween, Nightmare on Elm Street, Alien, Predator, something? Why was it Friday the 13th? Peter, you look the most confused, so I'm going to let you answer first. Sorry, Jason.
Easy answer, bro. Jason's the fucking best. Period. End of story. Drop the mic.
Well, take your mic off the fucking
Take a look
stand and
behind me.
drop it then.
Take a look behind me. Fucking take my phone.
I know. Oh, shit. No, it's just, and it's not, I'm curious because, again, you guys are so creative with what you've done with Friday the 13th. Could you guys see yourself doing another universe? Could you guys see yourself doing, a Halloween? I mean, for anybody that hasn't seen Roseblood, I don't want to spoil anything with that movie, but obviously there's a person in that movie that would you ever think of doing a universe with? Would you ever want to do? Oh, fuck it. If you haven't seen it, y'all need to go fucking watch it. Would you guys, Jason or Peter, would you guys do a Halloween fan
Well,
film?
hold on. Do they get to answer why Jason, right? First?
Yeah, 100%.
Okay. I don't want to take it from them.
Same as Peter. And I auditioned for it. I wanted to play Jason a lot. And when I found out they're making it, I auditioned for it, got it, and then just became a bigger part. But yeah, same as Peter. It's the best.
Well, I'm the same way. When I got approached by Jason here to play the character, it was hands down, not even a thought that came to my mind I didn't want to play this character. Absolutely. I mean, I grew up on Jason Voorhees. I mean, would I play Michael Myers if I got approached? Well, I mean, yeah. I mean, I would. I mean, why not? I mean, but when he approached me, I mean, Jason Voorhees is a badass. I mean, he's always been a badass to me. So, I mean, hands down, mic drop, like Peter said, it's literally, there was no question I was going to play Jason Voorhees.
Yeah.
For me, I love Jason, and he's a badass. I do like these other guys. I'm sure grew up in the '80s. I love Freddy. I love Nightmare. I like Jason a lot more than Michael. But the reason I chose Jason, other than just him being awesome, and I think I actually do like Freddy a little bit more than Jason, just because there's a lot more opportunity for creativity there, I think. But I don't want to. I want to do justice to it, and I wouldn't want to try to tackle that without the resources and the budget needed for something like that. With Jason, I thought that we could do it justice with a small budget and limited resources. So I knew that the character would I didn't expect it to do as well as it did. I didn't expect it to be anywhere near the level that Roseblood is or Never Hike Alone. And I don't think we actually are there yet at the level with those others. But I did know that it would get some eyes on our work, like Olivia, all the people involved. And I knew that it would get some eyes on our work and kind of help our career a little bit. That's my answer to the question. I would love to do a Freddy film. Absolutely.
Freddy's tougher to get the actor.
It's a tough one.
In the universe.
And all that shit. You got to do dreams.
And you know what? 100%. I love the answers I got, without a doubt. And again, and man, you just hit it right there. The universe in Friday the 13th is, I don't want to say it's easier to mold around, but it is. It's probably the easiest, to do, because if you look at it, there really isn't like a timeline for it, like they've done it with Halloween. Like I said earlier, you have this timeline that goes here and this one goes here. Friday hasn't really done that. Like it just kind of it has its own ebb and flow. It just goes. And I think that's why you guys can do the fan films like you do, because you don't have that constraint. You don't have that. You don't have to work. And of course, any fan film, somebody's going to nitpick it. And if they do, please go fuck yourself, because these movies are amazing. But everybody's going to find something wrong with them. But I think probably less with Friday the 13th than, again, if you tried to make a Nightmare on Elm Street fan film. I mean, the first thing people are going to say, we didn't get Robert Englund to play Freddy. Well, fucking sorry, I didn't have $15 million in my back pocket.
That actor in Dylan's New Nightmare is pretty damn good.
Dave McRae.
Yeah.
He did do a good job.
I give props and credit to that person.
I liked it, man, but it was so short.
Right.
That's the thing.
I'm not knocking it. I was like, wow, okay, just kind of like when they got their teeth in you,
It was almost like a concept trailer.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, like a pilot.
Yeah,
exactly.
Yeah, we did do a Nightmare on Elm Street one, Nightmare on Elm Street Up All Night. It's on YouTube. We worked with Nick Strawn, who was the production designer, art director for Nightmare on Elm Street 3 and 4, Blade, Leatherface.
Yeah.
Louis in it.
I know Mick very well. He lives here in Nashville.
Yep.
Yeah, he's great. But
Great guy.
Brooks, I know you got to go because I know you got an appearance.
I got an
and
appearance.
I do not want to hold that up. Jason,
30 minutes.
Thank you so much.
Of course, my pleasure.
Seriously.
Thanks for having me.
Thank you so much.
Yes, thank you.
I appreciate you guys.
All right, brother.
Thank you.
Have a good 13th.
Absolutely.
You too.
Mm-hmm. Love that guy. Final four. Here we go. Holy shit.
Yeah.
All right. What else are we going to talk about?
I'm gonna have to look that up now.
There's 5. 1, 2, 3, 4.
There's pinheads.
There's 4 fucking squares. There's 5 fucking people.
I don't
correct
count.
me.
Clint, there's pinheads in it, Freddy's in it, Jason's in it, in that movie Up All Night. Louis in it from Vengeance.
Yeah, I heard that. I like that.
Man, Jason Pitts
Louis
looks
awesome.
like a buff Jason. That's
a cool character.
Fucking terrifying, dude.
The Louis character was one of my favorite. Favorite aspects of the first Vengeance movie.
Is that the guy who's
cool.
whose penis is in Iceland?
Yes, the Icelandic.
Jason
phallic
museum is in Iceland. Yeah.
What?
That's awesome.
That's his real dick casted.
Yeah.
Shut up.
I heard that.
No joke, bro. They had to measure. He went to the museum in Iceland. They measured him into the whole thing.
Big old dick.
Yeah, he's got a fucking hammer down there.
No shit. God, fucking. He could be the anvil of that hammer. God damn.
He was in the costume. I can't say names, but when he was in Vengeance, I'm sorry.
You better say names. You can't say that and not say names. No,
there's no keyhole in the Rosebud suit. So there was an assistant, which I won't say who. It's a female, and I was like, "Bro, how are you pissing in that fucking thing?" And he's like, "Oh, so-and-so takes it out when I piss." And I was like, "What?" So then I was talking to her later, and I was like, "What happens when you go piss?" She goes, "Well, I went in down the leg and grabbed it and pulled it out and pissed." I go, "You went down the leg to grab it?" And she's like, "Yeah." I'm like, "Holy shit, where the fuck is that thing?"
No shit.
Fuck me.
God damn.
Yeah.
I feel like he's got to have assistants at Home Depot. He's got to hit the button in the back. I'm going to the bathroom. Right?
Yeah.
Somebody in plumbing.
All right, we're so far off kilter right now. We don't even.
No, sorry. Clint. I'm gonna run to the bathroom. Sorry. You got to bring us back. I'll be right back. I love you all.
All right.
Shoot.
So I just threw another question in here because I was kind of in the spirit of things. I was at work all day, so I didn't get a chance to watch any of the movies yet today. But I was kind of revisiting some of the opening scenes, and I noticed that there's kind of a vast difference. We all think of Friday the 13th music to kind of be, like the same thing, but it varies widely throughout the movies. And I was just curious, despite what your favorite movies are, what do you think some of your favorite music is?
5 and 7 to me. 5 is so underrated for music, dude. The last like half hour when he's fighting them, for me, is phenomenal. So I love Harry. That's why I used Harry. So Harry and 7's really good. I like 7.
Yeah. What stands out to you guys?
I like 2. I also like Harry's stuff, but I really like 2. the whole sound design into.
Yeah.
That's cool. Anita, you just agreeing with that one? All right.
Yeah, pretty much.
Yeah. I was surprised today watching those opening scenes how much I really dug the opener to part 3.
Yeah.
That is, it had like a funk to it. I was really
Yeah.
shocked
Disco.
how
Yeah.
out of place that seemed to be, but how well it worked.
It went
I
with
was like,
the
I'm sitting there like
the
nodding my
3D
head. I'm like, this
psychedelic
is
type
awesome.
thing.
Good point. Good point.
Yeah.
3D psychedelic.
Yeah.
It's weird. I love the opening of 7, the favorite too, just because it Crazy Ralph narrating it. And just it was the last
Crazy
movie
Ralph,
of the narration. That was the last one. They don't narrate again after that. So
Yeah.
well, actually they did, I guess 2009, I guess kind of, but I love that one.
Okay.
Yeah.
We kind of tried to pay homage to that that narration opening in 7 with After the Beast at the beginning of After the Beast.
Yeah. And we did it in the beginning of 7 when he's underwater. It was actually my voice, and Jason Brooks goes, "You sound good, but everyone's going to recognize you, so don't do it." And he's fucking right, even though it pissed me off. So I had another guy do it.
It's all right. It's all right. You know, well, maybe they'll recut it someday and put your voice back.
I got it. Somewhere.
Okay.
Yeah. The funny thing is people, some people don't like the fact that Jason's not in it until like an hour or whatever, which I always knew when I wrote it that was going to be, people don't like that, but whatever. But I said, no, it's not true, because the fucking movie starts with him underwater. So you actually do see him in the first fucking,
And if you like, our movie he doesn't show up until about halfway through it too. So
yeah, I wanted to build the people so you gave a shit.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah, the character development is.
I don't think
more
I don't
important.
think we
than
get
what
as
people
much
want to
hate
admit.
as you do, just because ours is shorter.
Yeah.
But like the ratio wise is about the same.
Yeah. People will always say, and I get it. So like, if you got somebody that's really story driven, they'll like Rosebud. But a lot of people just want to put something on and just watch people get fucking killed. And Vengeance destroys us with that. And Vengeance destroys us with that. Yeah. So you got 50 something kills in Vengeance 1. Yeah.
Crazy.
Yeah.
So I have no problem with either one. I knew what I was doing. I wanted to be a little different. I wanted that ending that you cared about Rose and Tina.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. Well, you did have a good stretch in Roseblood where you kind of made up for all that lost time, and
he did fucking
crammed a bunch of kills in a short amount of time.
Yeah.
So I have a question for you, Peter. And I think I heard you answer this before. But so Don already spoiled that Michael shows up.
I'm sorry.
In Roseblood, so
No,
I think it's okay if I ask this question.
Shoot.
So Rose manifested Michael and killed her parents.
Correct.
So my question is, like, does Michael exist in that world, or is she manifesting what she saw from the Halloween movies?
No, just in the world. And
So he does exist in the world?
Correct. That's him.
The movies don't exist.
Say again?
The movies don't exist?
We don't talk about it. No, he's a real person in that movie, just like Jason's a real person. She didn't watch. I think you're asking me, did she watch a movie and see him and pull him from the movie? No.
Yes.
No, he's a real person. She can't pull ideas. She has to pull real people.
Okay, got
So they're both from the same universe. And that's Michael in the room stabbing everybody when the knife goes through the door. It's a kitchen knife.
Right.
That's Michael killing everybody. And
Yeah,
the guy goes, he
yeah.
has no face. That's because he has a white painless face. Not because his face got ripped off.
Man.
And if
See,
you
I
look,
want to be in
Rose
one of
is
your
drawing
movies.
him in the next scene with a red pen.
Right.
I want to be in Vengeance 3, Roseblood 8.
Yeah.
Because I want to manifest Gordon Ramsay.
I got all that. I wasn't sure where she.
He's in the universe.
Okay, gotcha.
Gordon Ramsay's in the universe? Fucking A. Sorry.
Gordon
Ramsay. And again, I didn't mean to spoil anything
It's all
with
right.
that movie, because again, if you haven't seen it, I don't know what rock you've lived under as far as on our group, because we have
I mean, at
pushed
this
the
point,
shit
it's
out
been
of it.
out for almost 2 years. I think it's okay.
Hey,
Yeah,
Jason
it's
James,
okay.
a friend of mine hit me up today and sent me a link of your movie. And they
Mine?
go, "Do you see?" Yeah. And they go, "Do you see this movie?" I go, "Yeah." They're like, "Jason versus Bigfoot." I go, "Yeah, dude, check it out." And they're like, "Oh, okay, I'll check it out." So that was
Is
cool.
he the one that posted the new review today?
No, I did see that though.
Yeah, Creature something.
No,
the YouTube channel.
this gentleman name is Carter Gonzalez.
Okay.
Yeah, but he did send me that review you're talking about with that guy talking. Yeah. And that's how he saw it, and then he asked me about the movie, and then he watched it. Yeah.
Cool.
See that how cool was that? I mean, again, the community. You know, hey, have you seen this movie? No, let me check it out. And it just comes full circle. It's so fucking incredible that these fan films and this community can just do what they do.
New people see it every day. It's awesome.
Yeah.
There's a video on from Brazil, like these two Brazilians watching it. Like it's like a reaction film of them watching it, and they're just having so much fun. It's hilarious. I can't understand what they're saying, but it's awesome to watch it.
Yeah, you guys got a great tagline. It's like Jason versus Bigfoot. Like right there alone, that's a great catch. You know.
Yeah.
Yeah, they didn't use the screenshot that I made. The whole I told them to make because remember I sent you that picture, Jason, of it was like the silhouette of Bigfoot and it had Jason's mask in it.
Yeah,
I was like, that should be the cover.
If you guys replace Bigfoot with like Harry from Harry and Henderson's, that'd be fucking great.
that would be great.
Oh my god, that would be
On the
fucking
cover?
awesome.
Yeah.
Or the asshole from Land of the Lost.
There was a girl, Jason and James, that her name is Tattoo Rika. She watched Rosebud and did a live review too, and she's like doesn't like gore, I guess. So she's like puking in some of the scenes. It's in the behind the scenes we did when the guy's face gets ripped off. She's like, it's just awesome seeing that, you know.
See? God.
Yeah.
Fuck Cannibal Holocaust. Just watch Roseblood.
Watch Roseblood.
Watch Roseblood.
Remember Hannibal Holocaust? The original guys got brought to court because they.
Oh yeah, because they were like, these people were dead.
They were charged for murder.
Yep.
I still don't know how they did the pole through the asshole out the mouth. That looked fucking real.
Yeah, dude.
You know.
Ask Adam Green how he did it in fucking Hatchet with Felissa Rose when he shoved that fucking thing. He shoved her arm up her ass. Woo!
Yeah.
James, I feel like we're offending you and we're getting way off topic.
No, you're good.
James like, what the fuck? Why did I do this? All right, so we're what, an hour and a half? I don't want to keep you guys on here too long for a Friday. I know you guys got things to do. Peter, and again, there's no need to be apologetic. I am so glad you were part of that. That's fucking awesome. I would have preferred you stuck with that than ever come on here because that is a great cause.
Yeah.
I just want to say from the bottom of my heart, thank you guys so much for what you do. Really. Peter, I've met you in person. I would love to meet you fuckers in person. Jason or James, we were that close. We were that close. James, I know at some point we'll meet.
Jason and James, don't drink with Clint. He can't hang.
Don't drink with Don. He can't hang.
Yeah. Clint was in the fucking bedroom with ice on his head, dude.
Well, you can drink with me if you're okay with carrying me around. I
did not sign that fucking dotted line.
Weekend at Clint's.
There's a picture of Clint because they're supposed to come to my after hours party at Monster Mania. We had everybody. We were screening the movies. We had a bunch of people in there, and then Don goes, "We're not going to make it." There's Clint on the bed with an ice pack on his head, with girls like tendering at him for things over there.
Passed out.
Fucking hysterical.
Yeah, that was like a quarter of what really happened.
I go, how bad is he? He goes, oh, he's fucking throwing up in bushes. He's all
fucking done. He's fucking done. All right, so you know what?
Sounds
we're
like
live.
a good time.
So Clint, I'm putting you on the spot right now.
To that point,
I'm just gonna say it. You know, he did too much. I put him on my shoulder. He goes, I'm gonna throw up. I said, not on my shoulders, you fucking ain't. Got in the elevator. He said, I'm gonna throw up. I said, no, you're fucking not. You're good.
Yeah.
Got in the room. He's like, I'm gonna throw up. I'm like, you can throw up wherever you want. Now you're off my shoulder. You're out of the elevator. And he just jump right to the bathroom. And he comes back. He lays on the bed and he's like, man, I'm gonna throw up again. I'm like, how much more do you have to throw up?
Yeah.
I'm holding a garbage bag and he just bleed.
We did start early. When I first met you guys, we had shots and drinks right off the bat, and that was afternoon.
Yeah, that was.
See, Monster Mania. Have you guys, Jason, James, been to Monster Mania?
No,
dude. It's such a cool event because it doesn't feel like a convention. It doesn't feel like a warehouse. It's this awesome hotel with nice rugs and couches, and everybody goes to the same bar, to the same place to eat. And at 3 a.m, there's fucking 300 people drinking and getting retarded in the middle of the
That's
lobby.
the way Denver was. Cool. I went to the Denver Horror Festival 3 weeks ago, and that's the way it was. Everything's in the same hotel. Everything, the bar, everything is down there. It's awesome.
Yeah. So you're down there, Kane's down there. Everyone's, and they're in their costumes. Everyone's getting fucked up. It's such a great time. It's like family.
Yeah, I'm stuck in Arkansas. All that East Coast funness I don't ever get to attend.
What's close to you? Texas Frightmare? What's closer to you?
Yeah, Texas Frightmare. I've been to Texas Frightmare quite a bit.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's the closest, biggest one.
Yeah.
But it's gotten so big lately that, I mean, you can go on and see the pictures. They outgrew their venue like 5 years ago. There's so many people. It's so packed.
That's what I was gonna say. We gotta get together and somehow in Hunt Valley, but they that just blew up. They got to change their venue, right, Clint? Isn't that what they said? Because it got
they're looking at a place to move it, I think. Yeah.
I mean, and here, here's another question. Here's the last question, because again, I don't want to keep you guys on here too long, but what do you guys think about the whole convention scene? It's to me, it seems like it's only gotten bigger now. Compared to where it was, just say, 10 years ago. And Peter, I know you've done the whole, the Cincinnati, because of where, was it Cincinnati? What were we at where we were going to come see? Was it Cincinnati HorrorCon or?
The only one I went out that way is Scarefest.
Scarefest.
Yeah.
I was there at Scarefest last year.
Yeah.
I want to see you two arm wrestle. That's what I want to see. I want to see.
Bro. You got me now, bro. My days are gone. I can't walk down the fucking hall without breaking something, bro.
That's true. I can't do that either. That's because I'm just a clumsy fuck.
I did see that knee injury. That looked horrible.
My knee dislocated. It's a fake knee. Went backwards, and my foot was shutting back 45 degrees back that way. And it was hanging. I literally, it was the worst pain you could imagine for 4 hours. And like, we can't shoot the scene. I said, bullshit. Pick me up, bring me to the fucking bar. We're going to shoot the scene in front of the bar, and we'll hide my leg below it. And that's what we did. Then they threw me in a car. I drove home. Sean and Jason had to pick me up out of the car, bring me into the hotel. The next day, at night, I slept with my knee like this on a chair. And after like 3 hours, it popped. I woke up, puked, passed out. And then we went to the hospital, and they drained 250 cc's of blood out of it. Then I flew home in the fucking wheelchair.
Now, keep in mind, this, you also have a nasty, is it shoulder or bicep?
Both. So this shoulder, all 4 tendons and the bicep, and I've torn this bicep off the other way.
So, and the knee was worse than.
Oh, the knee is 23 surgery. I'm legally handicapped. I got the sticker. Yeah. So, and the guy, I had to pick the guy up. You see the scene, I had to pick him up in the air. And he wasn't jumping. So I just got pissed, and I grabbed his balls and I grabbed his throat. And I just fucking picked him up and slammed him. And when I did that, it like jarred it. And that was it.
Remind me, Clint, when we see him again, piss him off that bad, so he grabs my balls.
That's the problem. Like
James knows this. I grabbed his balls.
James knows this. My muscles are still strong. It's just the connecting things aren't.
Yeah, I'm 52 years old, and I've been so lucky not to have any kind of major injuries like that right there. I'm benching 420 right now, and I'm feeling better than I ever have in my entire life. So
good for you, bro. I used to get 405 for 10 at about 10% body fat with like a 7-second rep, and I used to kiss the bar, and put it back. I couldn't get 225 for 10 right now.
I'm at 225 at 26, man.
Yeah. I do 500 calories. So before we do let you guys meander on. So obviously Friday the 13th has been the main topic of tonight, but I want to talk about you guys' other projects. And all three of you guys have big ones coming out. Peter Anthony, you have Laugh coming out.
Yep. You want to know a little bit about it? Is that the question?
I do, but I'm gonna go through everybody, and then we're gonna come back to you.
Go ahead.
James, you have, if I'm not mistaken, I don't think it's out yet, The Dark World of Oz coming out.
I do. I also have Derek Lee Todd, where I'm playing. That's a true story about a serial killer out of Baton Rouge. I'm playing a lead detective in that. I've also been in Infernal, which is going to be in Las Vegas. So it's another horror film that I'm going to do. And then first of the year, I've got Through the Trees, which is Jason's film here. Yep.
Jason, please. I know you have two that are coming out that we are very interested in. And what are those, sir?
The Forest Through the Trees is the big one. Full-length feature horror film. What's the second one? Is it Lonely Echoes?
Duh.
Okay, so that has been indefinitely put on hold. I
Oh,
probably
don't tell
won't get
me
to
that.
it. Yeah.
Don't tell me that.
Yeah.
Son of a bitch.
Yeah. Sorry.
Okay. Okay. I find out the hard way. So anyway, so Peter, yeah, laugh. I mean, talk about a star-studded ensemble cast you have. I mean, Terry Kaiser off the bat.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Impressive.
Yeah, he's
So-
great, dude.
Yeah, man. Explain, please.
Well, we shoot November 2nd, 3rd, 4th, 5th, and 6th coming up in here in my hometown. And then we'll shoot again in May in Boise, Idaho, which will be Afghanistan. And then we'll shoot the remainder in Seattle. So by the end of June 2024, we'll have been shot. So what the goal is here is we're spending a lot of money on 5 days shooting. And with this, so we have Steve Barton on board from Terrifier 2. And when Steve read the script and says, dude, we can get this to the movie theaters like Terrifier because it's that good. So my idea is I'm going to spend a lot of money, probably 3 times more than any other film, in 5 days, right? And I pick the scenes that I want from the movie. So they're real movie scenes, but they're the ones I think can make the best trailer, right? So we knock those 5 days out, we get a trailer, and then we go to these producers, we go to A24, we go to places and say, hey, this is what we did in 5 days with this. What do you think? And then we get the real invest. This is the goal, at least. And then get the real invest. Then get some. There's 2 big spots too for two big names that I want, and then fill that in and go from there. So I quit my job, took money out of my 401k. This is like the whole dream, you know.
Yep.
And kudos
And
to
I
you,
have
man.
thrown my name in the ring to Peter there. So I'll come on, for the smallest role.
Okay, all right. We have roles coming up. This is, like I said, just 5 days for the trailer, and it's already like kind of set. But we do have tons of roles coming up. So,
Wow.
I'll tell you what.
Please remember me, man.
James is perfect for the penis through the hole roll. I pulled it through the pants and out the hole, and he's he's
got
better be a small hole.
I have to cut my pant leg off. No, I'm kidding. And Peter, I'm really, really, really intrigued by this because I don't want to say it's out of your wheelhouse, because obviously I don't ever consider anything out of, a director out of their wheelhouse because they can do anything. That's the cool thing about a director is they can bring anything to life. And I'm definitely interested in this one. And man, please just post the fuck out of that on our group because I know a lot of people be interested in that. We're interested in it. I know you got the Indiegogo is going on right now.
That's like the smallest. We're gonna do a huge Indiegogo for like $100,000 after this one, but that's
I'm gonna be in the movie as a voice.
All right, man.
I've already done that once. I'm gonna do it twice.
I'll give you a little insight. We have this scene that's like the best scene I've ever written where we're in a club, right? Remember Star Wars? You'll have like the fight in space. You'll have Luke versus Vader, and you'll have like the fight on Endor, right? Like you have 3 things going on. We have a club scene going on where there's a play. Jason Brooks is in a play with Amy Cody, and they're on a play, and it's a wordless play while club music's playing like Blade of the Devil meeting the Dark Princess.
Shut the fuck up.
While that's going on, I'm like VIP in a seat with makeup on because in my world, actors wear like clown makeup. While there's a bathroom scene going on, while people are getting murdered, while Terry Kaiser's acting with the demon in another realm, and all 4 of those are coinciding with each other and revolving, and that's what we're shooting, and it's gonna be I hope it's gonna be fucking sick. We're spending a lot of money.
It sounds amazing. Who said that, Clint? Facebook user?
Oh, that's your buddy Sean.
Cool. Oh, Sean.
Oh, what did Sean say?
Well, boom.
I can't say.
Get the fuck.
Oh.
There you go.
Yeah, Sean. Sean's coming out here.
So you can put me in that scene with me and you doing arm wrestling.
I'll lose, bro. I beat. You ever see the video of me and Jeremy Brown? Jeremy Brown did the Vengeance 1 reading. He was drinking. I was pretty decent then. I was 265, probably had a 20-inch arm. This like 6 years ago, and he all night. I'm drunk. Out of everyone at the party, he's like, Pete, you're a pussy. You don't want to arm wrestle me. I said, Jeremy, I'm so hurt all the time. I'm past my prime. I don't want to arm wrestle somebody. Just go to fuck away. And he called me a pussy in front of Steve Dash's family and all the chicks. So then I got pissed. It's on video. And I go, you want to fucking go? And he goes, yeah. I grabbed his hand and fucking drilled him right through the fucking table. And then he goes, oh, you cheated. I'm like, we'll go again, dude. And just kept. Sean knows. Sean will comment on here.
See,
It's on video. Us laughing.
Anybody that's nicknamed the Mad Cuban, I just why would
don't
you
mess
do
with that guy.
I just want to retire. Okay.
Why would you do that? Why the
Yeah.
fuck would you do that? But look, all
All
right, boom, that's legit.
Yeah.
But no, I'm hoping for the best for that, and I hope again put that all over the page. I mean, you're nothing short of anybody we've talked to tonight. You're a genius as a director. So I know this is going to be great, without a doubt. James, obviously, you worked with the wonderful Larry Bones on the Dark World of Oz.
I did.
If you could explain that one as much as you can, I know that's it. Is it kind of like up in the air? Is it kind of on a hiatus, or are you guys done with it?
No, we're not done with it. Larry's still doing some things. Yeah, as far as Dark World of Oz, we're turning the Wizard of Oz pretty much into a horror film. We're bringing it back old school, with the werewolves and the beasts, instead of the flying monkeys and stuff like that.
Oh yeah.
The Scarecrow is just absolutely insane. The Tin Man is going to be, and of course, I'm playing the Beast.
Yep.
And it's just absolutely phenomenal what Larry has brought to life. The characters that he is bringing forth, and with Bailey Bob, she is phenomenal. And so, I can't say a whole lot about it because all we've done is shot the trailer. So if y'all haven't seen the trailer, please go and look it up. It's phenomenal.
Actually, you know what? I've actually you can ask Clint. I redid our intro for Hamityville, and it has a lot of the Dark World of Oz trailer. It has Rosebloods in it, Go Aways in it. It's got a lot of the indie stuff in it.
Yeah.
So
he let me play two different characters in it. It's kind of like playing Jason and letting him play and me playing one of the having a little cameo in it. He let me be the one to shoot her and put a bullet in her and stuff. And it was fun. And Larry is absolutely brilliant, and when it comes to writing as well. So, I'm looking forward to finishing that film in LA. It'll be in LA.
Yeah, it reminded me a lot of, and Peter, I just because I know the person you are, you might remember this. Do you remember? Obviously, everybody probably knows who Spawn is.
Yeah.
With Todd McFarlane. Do you remember the Twisted World of Oz figures he came out with?
Yeah.
Kind of, yes.
That's what that movie reminds me of. Like it has, like McFarlane came out. It was Dorothy, and she had like the Scarecrow and the Tin Man on like a chain pulling behind her. It was almost like Michonne in The Walking Dead. With the zombies didn't have the jaws or anything, like they didn't have the arms or anything, and she's pulling behind him like the Cowardly Lion was almost like how James is in the movie, like absolutely fucking terrifying, like the Beast from Beauty and the Beast. Like McFarlane just put a spin on it, and that's what that reminds me of, just how dark it is. But you said
I worked with a producer on a film not too long ago who actually has an interesting story about that. Todd McFarlane. They were going to those figures came out to promote a film that was greenlit and was going to happen, and then everything fell apart in the last few minutes, or the last month or so. Yeah, and it never happened. But
what a shame!
It's a shame. Yeah.
Yeah, Return to Oz was like the closest.
I'm supposed to jump back on this other podcast at the end because I donated $50. So I'm supposed to be part of this winning thing.
Go, brother.
So I probably got a minute or two. I just wanted to tell you. I'm looking at it right now just to make sure. I'm still there.
Peter, I've said it numerous times. Clint said it numerous times. Everybody said it numerous times. I mean, you're an amazing person. You're fucking fantastic. I mean, I don't know what else to say about you. I just don't.
You guys are amazing. We're nobody. You guys are the ones that support us.
Yeah,
absolutely.
100%.
We're nobodies. We
wouldn't have a show if you guys didn't come on.
Yeah, we wouldn't be here without you guys. But Peter, as always, thank you so much for your contributions, for everything that you've done. Even what you're doing right now. Peter's getting ready to go back on a podcast to raise money. The dude's a fucking you're a goddamn treasure.
Casters for a cause.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You're a fucking treasure. You're a
Thanks.
human treasure.
Thanks, Jason, James. Good seeing you again too.
Absolutely,
You too, Peter.
Peter.
Yeah,
Peter, take care, brother.
Clint, see you, buddy.
Hey,
See you
man.
guys.
All right.
So,
Down to the
Jason,
final three.
I do want to plug Forest Through the Trees because I know that people
Yes,
can get
please. God
on
damn it.
Amazon, right?
Yes.
Buy a physical copy
Buy
of
a
the
physical
script.
copy of the second edition of the script.
What the fuck?
Now-
Hold on. What? Where's the first edition?
The first edition, draft. I used the wrong word, draft. But it's the second draft of the script. The first draft
okay.
won't ever see the light of day.
No, I'm just fucking with you.
And,
I was like, I want that
the
first.
draft
If I
that we used to shoot won't be the same draft that is being sold online.
got it.
Okay.
On
Got it.
Amazon. So yeah, I submitted the script to 13.com horror screenplay contest, and it was a finalist. And one of the prizes that they were giving to all the finalists, not just me, but everyone who made it to that finalist level, they published their scripts on Amazon and Barnes and Noble. Like you can go into Barnes and Noble and pick it up off the shelf. So I thought that was really cool.
That's awesome.
Absolutely.
It is awesome.
Yeah.
So so people can get digital copy of it. You can get a physical copy of it, and everything that you make off that, it's going to go directly into making Forest Through the
Into the
Trees.
budget. Yes.
Yeah.
And guys, I want to tell you the role that I'm playing in Forest of the Trees. It's going to be, it's going to push my limits as an actor. I'll tell you that. I don't want to say a whole lot, but it's going to push me into being a better actor. I can tell you that with the well, that's all I'm going to say about it. I don't want to say a whole lot. But I want people to read it and to look forward to seeing us on screen bring this to life, because it is going to push me as an actor, and I really appreciate that Jason's given me this opportunity to become I think a better actor, and it's really going to be a tremendous movie, I think.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
No but we've been following Jason, your work since you started with Alone.
Yeah.
And progressively I've seen these things get better and better. I've been
Very
a big fan of your writing too, because I mean dialogue's hard, man.
Dialogue is so hard.
I think
100%.
dialogue is the hardest part.
I still struggle massively with it. So in fact, Charlie Brady, who I collaborate with frequently, he's the director of photography that I use. He's actually going through the Forest Through the Trees script right now and helping me with cleaning up the dialogue and making it a little better. So the third draft is going to have those changes in it. I'm going to change the ending a little bit, but I'm really excited about it. My team and I got to a point where we just decided that it was time to swing for the fences and do an original feature. This was the concept or idea that I had that I thought that we could tackle and do it well. The short films, Lonely Echoes included, have been put on hold indefinitely, probably, and we'll see what happens with this. I decided to self-fund it. I took a business loan out under my business name, Lucid Lake Pictures.
Okay.
So just swinging for the fences.
But going to that, guys, and the people that watch these podcasts and that believe in indie film and believe into the actors that play in indie films and the directors that write indie film, if y'all like the movies, please help fund these movies, whether it be $5, $20, whatever you can give. And I do understand that the world we live in now is a terrible, and it's the economy sucks. Everything sucks about this world nowadays. But if you believe in indie film and if you can give anything, trust in yourself that this money is being used to bring you the best product out there. Our movies that we shoot sometimes are on the lowest budget. You have actors that are working sometimes for absolutely for free.
Nothing. Nothing.
For nothing. And it's hard. This is a hard business. But we're doing it because we love it so much, and to bring people joy, laughter, horror, whatever. We can't do it without funding, and we can't do it without the people that love us so much. And I know the fans that I have support me to no end, and I absolutely love each and every one of them. And they'll tell you everything that I post on Instagram or Facebook is always inspirational and always upbeat and stuff like that. And I always sing praise to everybody else. So people out there that are watching this tonight, please support indie film as much as you possibly can. When we have an Indiegogo or anytime that you hear that we're getting ready to shoot another film, because I promise you, we're going to give you the best product that we possibly can give you for the funding that we have.
Yeah, and I will be doing a GoFundMe sometime in the next couple months for this project, just to help with my personal risk. You know, but right now the best way to support it is to buy the screenplay on Amazon, because
100%.
I am getting a lot of the proceeds back from those sales, and every penny of it is going into the Forest of the Trees budget. And just I can talk about it a little bit. It's a demon cult movie. The core concept or theme is sacrifice. Like, what are you willing to sacrifice for who or what you love? And the cast so far is absolutely phenomenal.
I'm still. I mean, I heard everything you said, but I'm still, hung on James' words. I mean, that's like the epitome of the indie scene right there. Is, if you guys want to see these movies made, which obviously you do, because everybody out there, you keep watching them, you keep posting, you say, the things that you do, saying that these movies are amazing. Hey, this is one of my favorite movies. Hey, this is a great indie movie. I mean, James hit it right on the head. I mean, if you love what these guys do, support them as best you can. Again, I understand that too. It's the economy sucks, but these guys are, and especially now with this whole writer's strike. I mean, let's face it, now is the prime opportunity for indie to really show themselves, because Hollywood's not going to do anything. So let's let the indie shine. That's how I look at it.
At this point, I feel like my team and people, our sphere have produced enough quality films and quality stories. Like, if you have ever seen Voorhees and the Beast, Alone, Masquerade, When the Stairs Creak, Batman, Heart of Ice, if you have ever seen any of these films and been entertained by them, I mean,
first of all, right there. I mean, no disrespect to anybody out there, to any director with indie, not just indie horror, but indie films. I can tell you straight up, me and Clint will both say this. You have stayed with us since the very beginning when Alone came out. You have been with us. We have been with you. And out of anybody that I would support, it would be you to a T, to 100%.
Thank you, man.
Because we've gone through this together. This whole thing. You're one of our first guests. Me and you did the Director's Den for a little bit, and we got to know each other, and it's been an amazing relationship that we formed. James, same way. I mean, you've come on our show, and we've had a phenomenal time. We love everything that you do, and I mean, to be 100% honest, there wouldn't be two other people I want to support more than you two.
Well, going back to what Peter's doing tonight, raising money, I've used my platform the same way, going into schools, going to talk to middle school kids about choices and stuff like that, and it's not all about money. Sometimes just saving a kid's life as far as making them follow the right path in life is worth more than any amount of money out there. And so as you see Peter and me and Jason and Jason and all of us taking our talents and going forth and showing these kids and stuff and try to better our communities and stuff like that, that should show people out there that we're not out here trying to get rich. We're out here trying to use our platform to make this world a better place. No, we're not going to do it without everybody's help. But at the same time, we can at least contribute what we have and what we have forth in our ability to do. And that's what I try to do every time. When I go out here and talk to these kids about making the right choices in middle school to further their career in high school and on even in further in life, you know, I made the right decisions in school. That's what I want kids to understand. It's not about, this world is a harsh place, man, especially for a kid. And to raise a kid nowadays is very, very hard on parents because kids are almost entitled and they got to learn somehow. And the only way they're going to learn is to listen to the people that's already been through it. And so hopefully that even if I save one kid or one kid can do the right thing, that's worth it to me. It's worth it to the whole community. And so I appreciate guys like you being able to bring us on to where we can get the word out. And I don't know, man. I can't stress it enough how much I appreciate guys like you bringing us on these podcasts. This is my third podcast today. And every time I get a chance to say it, I always talk about the anti-bullying and making the right choices and stuff like that because I'm very passionate about it.
As you should be. Because again, bullying takes it. It might be a kid that wanted to do what you guys do, and when they get bullied, guess what? It just takes the passion out.
Sure.
The passion is probably still there. It's just that they lose their confidence.
Yeah, they don't have the confidence.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah, that's what it is. A lot of it is to do with confidence. But, y'all give us the platform, man, and I appreciate that. Y'all
James, you can come on here every fucking day. Every day. And and you can do this. I would have zero problems.
I appreciate it, guys.
You're a phenomenal human being.
Thank you.
I've seen that with your, every kind of social media you're on. It's nothing but inspirational, and there needs to be more people like that rather than the whole negativity behind everything. And I think like you said, the world's a harsh place right now.
Dude, life's too short, man. Life's too short to be negative all the time. People out there always wanting something more out of you. And you know what? You can only give so much. And if people would understand that, this world would be a totally different place. And people just need to relax and just live life. And, the old saying goes, slow down and smell the roses, man. That's a true statement. You got to slow down. You only have one life. And these kids, man, we're raising kids in a world today that is just absolutely, it's crazy. It's scary. And it's like, I don't know. It's just hard, man. And I want to bring as much positivity to people as I possibly can with the platform that I have. And as long as I can do that, I'm going to do that. And I don't give a damn who it pisses off. Not at all.
Yeah, good. Because
I will back that shit up.
I wouldn't either. There was a statement I saw earlier, and I think I'm going to start really following it. It's I'm not chasing status. I'm chasing happiness.
Right. 100%, man.
Who cares, how up the food chain I go? Where am I going? I'm not, if I'm taking everybody else with me, sure, let's go. But if it's just me, I'm not going because I can't succeed at the top without everybody.
That's right.
That's how I look at it. So, damn, I'm ready to go run like 5 fucking miles right now.
Pep talk, man.
Yeah, no, again, you guys are, and I hope everybody gets the message that how inspirational you guys are, and just how, it's just everybody needs to succeed. Let's let everybody succeed. I mean, and James, you've had a really good, it's not, and I know it's far from over. You up to this point, you've had a phenomenal career. Jason, you're just getting started, and it's really sad to say that because I know you've done so much shit, but you're just getting started.
Just getting started.
And we're here for the ride. I mean, I'm buckled up.
I'm not gonna sugarcoat it, but my future, and where this goes, 100% hinges on what happens with the Forest of the Trees.
Well, again, guys, look, that are out there. We've told you about Alone. We've told you about Masquerade. We've told you about Night of the Beast. This man makes quality stuff. I don't want to see him fall to the wayside because the man doesn't deserve that. And I want to see fucking Lonely Echoes come out, or I'm going to be really pissed if that doesn't come out. So we will help you best we can, and I will get everybody else to help you best that to our abilities.
Here in a couple months, I'd love to come back on with the cast of the Forest of the Trees.
Anytime.
Just have a big forest show.
Anytime.
Yeah.
Again, this is what we do. I mean, and again, it's been almost 2 months since I've been on here. And I felt like I never left. And
your job's crazy though. It's been nuts for you.
I work for the government now. Got to work for the man, and I'm doing too. I've proven too much that I can. I can handle 14 jobs at one time, but they're not going to pay me anymore. But it is what it is. I know I can do it. But look, you guys, help these guys out, please. Out of anybody. Peter Anthony's a fucking phenomenal person. Jason Brooks is phenomenal. Bobby's phenomenal. But again, Jason just said it. This hinges on how his next film does.
Yeah,
And
we don't want the dream to die.
Fuck no. I'll take my 401k out and give it to you. I don't give a shit.
No, don't do that.
I don't give a shit. I'll be dead by the time my 401k gets around anyway. Fuck it. I want to see this movie. So, again, gentlemen, you guys are phenomenal. I can't thank you enough for hopping on here. I know it was kind of a short notice thing, but again, I think this went phenomenally well. I mean, and I can't thank you enough.
We're fixing to go premiere. We're fixing to go show our movie now.
Another standing ovation for Christy's death.
Here we go. Here we go again.
I hope it goes amazing.
It will. Guys, again, love you guys. Thank you so much.
Thank you for spending so much time with us.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
You come back on, all right?
Thank you for having us.
Absolutely. Well,
That's
goddamn.
so cool.
Well, we're still alive. So again, anybody that was out there, how many projects did we hear tonight? We got Laugh from Peter Anthony. We got Forest. What is it? Forest Through Trees.
Forest Through the Trees. Dark World of Oz.
I mean,
we heard it teased that Bobby's probably going to do another movie, and it's going to be full length feature. Well, I know he wanted to, but he was holding back.
He was.
He's like,
this is a Friday 13th. We barely even talked about it, but whatever.
Yeah,
it's whatever.
That's true. We did a little bit.
We did. But it's it is what it is. We've talked about Friday 13th a lot, though. I mean, we really have. But just having those guys on here all together, I mean, that was something special.
Yeah,
like
for sure.
And it kind of brings me back, to what we've really accomplished. Like we've really got a niche that people follow. I mean, they know about these movies because we've either had somebody on a podcast talk about it. We've talked about it. It feels good. Like it feels, I don't want to say like it feels like we're making a difference because it is what it is, but we let people know about these movies.
Yeah.
And honestly, I regret being away for so long. It really sucks. Like Jason, my job is crazy, but I've missed this more than anything, and it felt really good to get back into it tonight. Really did. To have you back on, and talking with these guys, it really brought it back home.
Mhm.
So,
Well, it's
I
not
wouldn't
the same
change it.
without
It sucks. It does. And I'm not going to go anywhere as much as I can. If I can make it happen, I'm going to be here. So, tune in tomorrow, guys. We're doing. If you go on the group, we're doing the return. ... It's my official return to our Saturday night hangouts. We're just going to talk sequels now. I'm going to bury this in your head right now before we go on tomorrow. Sequels. That's it. I don't want to hear shit about 3, 4s, 5s, 9s, 10s, 59s. Nothing. Two. It better have 2 at the end, or it better be the second movie in the franchise.
Mhm.
And if somebody brings up Blair Witch 2, Book of Shadows, I'm going to stab you in the fucking eyes. With
You
this
can't.
pen.
It qualifies.
It qualifies 100%. But if somebody says they like it, I'm stabbing you in the eyeballs.
Well, we were going both ways with this. We were going to say, did this propel the franchise, or did it kill it?
Yes. Thank you, Clint. See, that's why you're my co-host. Because I specifically said that which sequel killed the franchise and which one kept it going.
And I think that there's some franchises where, I personally feel like the second movie killed it, but they continue to make them anyway.
Cool. I'm pretty sure that might have happened tonight with the movie we were talking about. Just saying.
Don't know.
You got to tune in tomorrow, guys. Find out.
Yeah.
Hey, this has been fun. This has been amazing. 2 hours and 10 minutes later. But I wouldn't have wanted to spend my 2 hours and 10 minutes anywhere else. So tomorrow we'll double that. We'll go 4 hours and 20 minutes. Now, fuck that noise. We'll see what happens. Tune in tomorrow, guys. I'll put the link out. Just come hang out with us. We love you guys. And we'll see you real soon. Mwah.